Happy Halloween, everyone, from the Anination podcast audience. How is everyone tonight before the trick-or-treaters come out to Rome tomorrow?
Yes, get ready because we're going to deliver you some spoopy fun.
So let's get this episode started, shall we?
Yes, this is Halloween.
Well, welcome to the Bad Girl Coven.
Yes, yes.
So how do we get here, by the way, that we actually decided to actually be part of Ida's coven?
We just got accepted by Ida herself because we've been pulling off some bad curses, some bad spells. So Ida thought,
Oh my gosh.
ooh, these bad boys look interesting. They're in.
Oh my god, no, I just I was just thinking like, okay, maybe hanging out with some girl named Luz is a bad idea just because she's already weird in high school, okay? All right, well, everybody, welcome to an all-new episode of the Anination podcast. This is a very special Halloween episode because Halloween is currently in the way. So
Yes.
yeah, I hope everybody has a great Halloween.
This is Halloween. Yeah, get ready for some trick-or-treating. Get ready for some dressing up in costumes, candy.
Are you thinking about trick-or-treating, by the way? I don't think I think you're kind of old enough to stop that now.
Yeah, the thing is that young 10-year-old me would have been like, let's go trick or treat. I want candy. I'm gonna eat some candy until cavities rot my brain, rot my teeth.
Yeah, I remember I went to I lived before like in a big neighborhood, and I remember like hanging out with a friend of mine and just going around like all the neighborhoods getting all the candies from every house.
Yeah.
So that was fun, by the way.
Tweak or tweet.
Yeah, but it was nice like being a 10-year-old, 11-year-old just roaming around the houses just grabbing candy, and then you have a big bag of candy for you to pretty much gobble on.
Uh-huh.
And then you realize like you'll get cavities, but at the same time you also will get get it expired because you might get sick of the candy itself.
Yeah, you might get like a stomach ache or something.
I know. I'm like, okay. So I have a question for you. What's the worst candy to have?
The worst kind of candy to have is honestly one of those Tootsies.
Like the Tootsie Rolls?
Yeah, it's just like, I'm sorry, but I much prefer other candy. Like Tootsie Rolls just seem a bit bland in comparison to
How
me.
about candy corn?
I like candy corn fine.
Really?
But what I go for is more the chocolatey ones like M&M's, Reese's peanut butter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Butterfinger.
Those are the best candies. But like
Yes.
Twix bars, for example, they're the best candies. Milky Ways, like
I used to be addicted to Twix. Yeah.
Yeah, Twix were great. Like cookies. It's like a cookie and a caramel in one. It's just like really good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, beware of loser candy because if you throw it out, it might grow into a monster.
Okay, you're
invade.
already picking up a lot of Gravity Falls stuff. Okay, so I get it.
And it may turn into a Summerween trickster.
I mean, that's what happens to loser candy. Like,
Yeah.
what was it? The candy corn, for example?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, I don't get it why people like candy corn. It's just an interesting subject there.
Yeah, that's another topic altogether. But yeah, candy corn is okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was okay.
No, I just feel like it's hard candy, like hard sugar, pretty much, just like in your mouth and stuff.
It may crack your teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that Halloween trickster get that. No, but no, I mean, like we're trying to get through all the Halloween stuff. Like, what is it? What are you gonna do for Halloween tomorrow since we're recording on a Wednesday?
Nothing really big. Just gonna be dressing up in costume. For work because like my coworkers and the clients and all that stuff, we dress up in Halloween costumes and pretty much do our own jobs like we usually do, but we add the funness to it. Plus we'll be bringing snacks and everything, so we'll get our munchies on.
Nice.
Yeah.
I is it like a big Halloween party where you actually have like pizza for lunch or something?
Like people bring food. So yeah.
Does other people come in, like not from your job, but like from like clients, for example? Do they come in also for pizza and stuff, or?
The clients, what they do is that whenever they come to the front desk and they say trick or treat, what we do is just like we give them candy.
Oh, okay, so you're pretty much like being a house, just giving them candy and stuff.
It's sort of like that, yeah.
Okay, nice. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. All I know is that I'm gonna be hanging out with a couple of friends, grab some food, and then probably like chill at somebody's place while we just have to spend the night away. We're not really like doing anything big, no big parties or anything like that. Halloween is just another typical Thursday because Friday you go back to work and stuff. So
if only Halloween were on a weekend. Then again, the one time that it was on a weekend, we couldn't even be able to go out.
Oh right, it'll come back next year maybe. It'll be on a Friday next year.
Yeah, we'll have to check 2025 calendar.
I think you're fine.
Yeah.
I think you're fine. It's gonna be on a Friday next year, if anything.
Yeah, of all the times for Halloween to be on a Saturday, why is it that it happened on the 1 year where we couldn't go out to party?
I don't know.
For obvious reasons.
I don't know. It's a little obvious there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's Halloween stuff. But let's actually catch up and actually see what happened. I mean, I saw that in your Instagram. You went to a big trip recently. Yes.
I actually went to Las Vegas to visit my brother. And the first thing I did was that in my Monkey D. Luffy costume, getting to the Halloween spirit already, I went to the One Piece Cafe with my brother. And oh my gosh, it is just heaven. Like, when I went to the One Piece Cafe, it, like, from top to bottom, left to right, is everything that, you know, celebrates One Piece, like from the decorations to the wanted posters to the standees to the merchandise to the food, of course.
Nice.
Now, I actually got a few things from there. So,
let's see. What do you have? Oh, he's doing some show and tell here today. Oh, so this is the cup itself?
This is the cup itself that I drank my free drink, the One Piece cup.
They give you a free drink because you were cosplaying?
Yeah.
Oh. Do I have to bring my Usopp cosplay now because of this?
It's highly recommended. But yeah, what I got was the dragon fruit strawberry tea. It was delicious.
No, let me show it to the audience. You can talk to the rest of them.
I also got this. So what happened was that this is for the food that I got there was Frankie's Burger and Fries. You can see this Frankie tray right here. Now, I'm not, that caught up in One Piece, so I don't really know much of the guy.
Sorry. He's a really awesome guy though. You'll see.
Yeah, I bet he is. Like, he's got the muscles. Yeah. And I also got some swag. I got some merch that I want to show you.
I want to say this to Omid because he said that he hasn't seen Frankie yet, but Frankie's a really cool guy. Once you meet him, you'll understand like why he does the, what was it?
the first thing I'm gonna do when I'm
super.
The first thing I'm gonna do when I see the character, I'm gonna say, "Hey, I had your burgers and fries. They were good. Thank you."
Okay. Okay.
And also, I also got some, merchandise from them, like some swag. Of course, you all know me. Like, my favorite character is Nami. Nami is like, Nami-sama is love and life. So this is.
Of course he would. Of course he would buy a Nami keychain, guys.
And I also got a Nami pin.
What? Oh, okay. Look, you're getting just anything just all Nami. There are more characters than this,
And you know what? Speaking of more characters, I actually got a little something for you too.
Oh, he got me a prize. Oh, thank you so much for
There's
this.
your lady.
Oh.
Yes.
So, I'm a huge Nico Robin fan, and that's your gift to me, actually, just the Nico Robin.
That is my gift to you, sir.
That's awesome, though. It's awesome. Again, I have to show the audience just because, like, if we're doing show and tell, I gotta show it to everybody too. So how was the food experience, by the way?
The food experience was, they made a really good burger and fries, and of course the drink as well was the cherry on top, and it also helps by the fact that I got to talk to a couple of the staff who were working in the kitchen. Like, we talked about One Piece, about how one member is caught up on One Piece, and me and this other staff member were like, but we're still on Sky Island. Like,
you're way too far. You're way too far behind right now because I know that there are over 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, no kidding.
And you're currently like what, in episode 70 or something?
It's gonna take a year or two for me to be fully caught up.
No, it's like good luck trying to catch up. And you know what? They've been saying that there's a brand new One Piece show that is going to like cut up like the seasons or something to make it a little easier for you to watch, and I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, the One Piece remake.
Yeah, the One Piece, which is from which studio? The people who make Attack on Titan. It looks epic from all I'm seeing in the trailers. So.
Yeah, and also they're gonna polish some of the animation of the early arcs.
Yeah, because it's like that was back in the 90s, so you're expecting like 2D drawn animation that was like very old fashioned and stuff. Now that the fact that they're picking that up, it's going to be looking like amazing.
Yeah, It's going to be more polished, and because as much as I like the animation of the early season of One Piece, like with its rubbery silly look, it feels a bit dated at times. Like I felt the animation itself feels a bit dated at times.
Well, because it
was a product. It was a product of its time.
Back then it was like huge. Everybody loved the animation back then. Yeah. So I'm just. I mean, like, it's not caught up to now, obviously, just because the animation now is, like, so much advanced, like, maybe very fluid and stuff. But back then, people loved it back then for an anime. And I mean, it makes sense why they would want to remake it, because they want to at least have the epic, actiony, like anime things that you see in like action cartoons. So
yeah,
something tells me that's the reason why they want to remake it. And of course, like for those that haven't watched One Piece yet and are now into it because, well, so many people are telling them about One Piece, is the reason why they're making this again, so that people who haven't watched One Piece can actually start it from there.
Yeah, and now I haven't watched One Piece myself until last year when the One Piece live action series got released. I got curious about it, checked it out. I was like, okay, I'm immediately gonna stray into the anime because my god, the world building is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it is, especially with all the characters that you're gonna meet up in now. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, eventually I'll go to the One Piece Cafe soon. I have 2 more months to go there.
Yeah. I just hope that it stays there.
Yeah. Do you know where it is located though? I know it's in Las Vegas, but like where in Las Vegas?
It's not too far. It's like a bit, outside of the strip. I'd have to look it up and show it to you, the address.
Okay. Your brother could probably show me that. Yeah. Las Vegas, December.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun for me. Finally, my turn to go to. Las Vegas.
Allegiant Stadium.
Allegiant Stadium.
Let's go.
I'll go for Allegiant Stadium for the Falcons. Speaking of football, let's actually bring up our football games that we've watched.
Yeah.
I mean, you were literally there in Allegiant Stadium watching the Chiefs and Raider game. How was the experience like?
Oh, the experience was amazing as always. Allegiant Stadium is my favorite go-to area in Las Vegas because not just because I'm a Raider fan, a biased aside, but it's also because of the fact of
keep talking. I'm just gonna do something here.
It's also because of the fact of the atmosphere itself and the amount of raw fun that goes into the stadium, including the crowds, the foods, and like there's even like a tailgate area in which my brother and I usually like walk around.
You don't really like actually engage with the tailgaters though?
We don't engage with the tailgaters. We pretty much just like walk around with the tailgaters. We do engage with them. If they do interact with us, we interact with them back.
Of course. Did you see other Chiefs fans there though?
Oh, there was a good chunk of Chiefs fans that attended the game as well. There was actually a group of 5 of Chiefs fans that were right behind us. And yeah, each time they cheered loudly, I was like, ah.
Oh, because you don't want to be like, oh, that song, that thing that they always do in the games.
I was so tempted to tell them, hey, shut up or move to another
I just remember, like, we always go to this, like, area in the parking lot where there's a bunch of, like, Raider tailgaters around. Did you guys go to that? Like, that area?
The parking lot?
No, so, the parking lot. We always go to that area where there's, like, a bunch of Raider fans, like, lining up, doing their barbecues and stuff. Did you go there?
Like that's pretty much where I don't think we went to the parking lot. We went somewhere where the tailgate was, but I think the tailgate took place in a part of the parking lot, somewhere in the back. But yeah,
nonetheless, I mean, you parked in the strip, you walk the walkway to head over to Allegiant Stadium. I just remember all the times we went to Allegiant Stadium, you always just walk the walkway, head up to Allegiant Stadium, watch the games and stuff.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Did you get new food over at the Raider game?
The thing is that we had a big breakfast at Bagel Mania, so we didn't get food at Allegiant Stadium, but I did, however, get a souvenir cup. I got soda, just soda. That's it, because I wanted the souvenir cup. It's sitting nice and safely in my other Raider souvenir cups, by the way.
Of course, you just can bring up a lot of souvenir cups. Okay, I get it. So how was the game, though?
The game was actually thoroughly engaging, despite its lackluster ending. Like, the ending was just, oh my god. So
could you give the Chiefs a loss for the first time? Come on, Raiders.
Just seriously, it's just, we had it. I'm going to say this right now. I can't believe I'm about to say this live in front of you, but we need
Brady.
No, we already got Brady. I'm talking about the other guy. We need
you want Bill? You want Bill?
I don't want him. I need him. Like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm sorry, but
I thought AP was your future. I just remember last year you were discussing this.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Look, I'm nothing against AP as a person. Like, he's a really chill dude and all that. But as a coach, He just ain't it. I'm sorry, but AP ain't it.
I thought you wanted to keep him, and oh my god, I'm just saying out there, like, wow, this is something I expected.
Like when Antonio Pierce was announced to be the Raiders coach, I really thought that would turn the team around, but nonetheless, I was proven to be wrong. And I have a feeling that Brady needs to take up, full ownership of the Raiders team. Because Mark Davis just isn't doing that well as an owner.
Yeah, he isn't, and hopefully Brady. Well, it's gonna suck because like Brady's doing commentating too on Fox, so something tells me like probably after this season he probably will like engage more with Oakland Raiders activities, and then maybe you might get a better quarterback in the future. You might get a first-round quarterback. Who knows?
Oh, that's the first thing we need. We need an all-star quarterback because Aiden O'Connell sucks, Gardner Minshew sucks.
Yes. I mean, you want to sign like a quarterback to your team? I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, hopefully we do.
Or draft a quarterback that can be like helpful for your team. Yeah. So a TLDR version, he went to a Raider game and then he lost. His team lost. Yeah. So he is a little bit sad about it.
And even with an NFL All-Star, we have to make sure he doesn't end up a disappointment like Jimmy G was.
Oh, now he's a Ram. God damn it. Besides the Raider game, what else did you do? I know that you put some bets on a couple of games, and 1 out of 4 won.
Yeah, I put some bets on. So I do 4 bets. I usually do like Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, and then one of the parlays I put in all 3 teams. I do $20 each, and I only won one of them. Thank you, Eagles.
But you still lost money.
I still lost some money, but thankfully I didn't lose all of it.
You did? I thought you said you put $20 on all of them.
No, I put $20 on each of them.
Yeah, so that's $80 altogether.
It's $80 altogether, and I won back like 40. So I at least got some reward, but needless to say, I lost more than
you lost $20. You lost $20. Okay,
I lost more than I bet. Yeah, unfortunately. But hey, at least it gave me oyster bar money.
Oh, that's true. Oh, how was the oyster bar? Did you actually go level 10 again?
No, I went to level 8.
We're going back to the pad roast challenge that we did. By the way, watch that video if you guys haven't seen it yet.
Yes, please do. But yeah, spoiler alert, we were unable to finish it, but this other, the other half of our squad did.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't be able to finish it, dude. I was not okay after that food, by the way. Yeah.
Bro, you and me both. I was dying, dude.
I couldn't finish it. That's for sure.
Like, I seriously thought I was heading to an ER after this.
One more thing. I probably forgot to do something to the camera. Hold up. Oh, sorry, guys. One more thing here. So now it's recording. Okay. All right. Sorry, we were like contemplating the stream here.
Yeah.
But okay, so you went to Oyster Bar. What else did you do like after that? Because you still had another day to hang over there, right?
Yeah. So what we did was that we went around New York. I got this Reese's peanut butter ice cream sundae, and then Sadek and I pretty much sat and chilled outside New York. There was this table that we sat and shared the ice cream. Also, after New York, we we visited the Stranger Things store.
Oh, of course.
In which, because I'm a Stranger Things fan, so I wanted to go there.
Is that new season coming out, or that final season coming out?
Yeah, seriously, I can't wait for it, but they got to give us a, release date for that.
Right.
But anyway, I went inside, and yeah, they actually captured the spookiness and the eeriness of Stranger Things, the show itself, as well as there was some replicas, some memorabilia, some wax figures of Stranger Things, merchandise, characters, and all that stuff. Like there was even like the lights. Remember the alphabets and the lights? On the wall. There was that as well, and we took a picture of it. So.
Nice. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I wanted to shop at the Stranger Things store, but I wanted to like save up money. Because Vegas is expensive.
Well, the thing is that you stayed till Monday night. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
And so you spent all of Monday doing what per se?
So what we did on Monday was that Sadek and I just chilled at his place and played some FIFA, played some video games, and watched some JT the Brick. By the way,
of course,
JT the Brick. Of course. Is this,
did you at least go to like some like food spots out in Las Vegas? I heard the food spots are good.
Oh yeah, so we went to so the food spots were One Piece Cafe on Friday, Bagel Mania on One Piece Cafe on Saturday, Bagel Mania on Sunday morning, and then we went to Westgate to put in the bets.
I know. I'm just saying the food place, not everything you've done.
All right. We also went to Oyster Bar.
Okay, Sunday night. Okay.
and there was this one ice cream. The one ice cream I mentioned, I got from New York, the Hershey store.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was thinking about what you did on Monday, because like on Monday you look like you just most each other at home in this case.
So on Mondays, on Monday, my brother and I were still full from the oyster bar because you gotta keep in mind, the pan roast is
so
very
good.
filling.
It's so good. It's so good though.
It's so good, but it's very filling. Like you won't be able to, we were planning to go to this place called Lolo's Chicken and Waffles, but like my stomach was hurting because of
man,
the
what's
oyster
going
bar.
on with the pan roast, man? It seems like you can't really handle it.
Yeah, and so I pretty much let Sadek know that can we skip out on Lolo's this year because I'm still full from it. I can't do it anymore.
So yeah, then you end up just chilling over at your brother's house, and after that you flew back home to the Bay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, we needed a chill day after such an eventful day.
I would say like your Sunday
yesterday.
probably was very eventful with so many things, from the Raider game to all the things that you did in the morning and the One Piece Cafe. So that's probably a lot.
We also rode the monorail on Sunday too.
Which monorail?
The monorail in Vegas.
There's two of them.
The monorail that we rode in Vegas was the one. So it's the one that goes from Westgate to
to the MGM.
To MGM.
Okay, yeah, that one's good. Did you actually see the Sphere, by the way?
I saw some of the Sphere, and the Sphere had some eyeballs that were popping.
Doesn't matter, dude. The Sphere is the Sphere. It's a big, huge thing, but to have an up close look at it on the monorail is a picture that you should check. You should take out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. The Sphere, like the Vegas Sphere, is one of the biggest things in Vegas because there's like so many themes, so many pictures, so many themes they capture with the Sphere.
Eventually I want to go into the Sphere and actually see what's inside. Not the concert, the U2 concert that they have there, but I would love to see like an immersive experience, seeing the visuals and stuff. Maybe that. But I mean, it seems like you had a good time at Vegas, so that's
absolutely
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, like I said, in December. When I have Saturday through Tuesday, I'm gonna be there for the Monday Night Football game of the Raiders and Falcons. That's in December, so can't wait for that. Cool. All right, so that was your weekend. My weekend was pretty much typical, nothing much to say. I went with my parents on Saturday. We had dinner. We had dinner with family, and it wasn't really like a Halloween dinner. It's more like a get together dinner. I think I already told you before. Like one of my family members passed recently. Now that they're back from the Philippines, they wanted to talk about what the heck is going on. So that's why we had to catch up on that day. Sunday, I was watching. So Sunday, I was actually in a friend's place for a Halloween party. And then the Niner game was happening also that same time. And I was like, okay, I can't obviously watch the game because I'm at a party. So I'm just like in my phone, making sure the scores are correct. But the Niners did win. We're 4-4. We're 500. We beat the Cowboys because the Cowboys suck. So we're the better team. Yeah, Westgate, my brother and I. So on Sunday night, my brother and I were watching the Bay Area teams play simultaneously. Like there was this. That's a bad dude. Wouldn't it be a bad? Well, you're not a Niner fan, but were you rooting for Niners?
Yeah, because I don't like the Cowboys.
Good. Nobody likes the Cowboys.
My attention was mainly focusing on the Warrior game because I'm a Warrior fan.
Dude,
so
they lost that too.
Dang it! Yes, I know. Don't remind me. They lost the freaking Clippers, dude.
They lost to the Clippers. Oh, like, did you put a bet on that too?
No, I didn't.
To be honest, I would put the bet on the. I would put a bet on like NBA games, but I remember last time that I picked the Warriors, they screwed up my parlay.
They screwed you over.
But that was pretty much it. And then on Tuesday, me and Jess, we ended up watching Venom and to be fair, like I don't know what's going on with the Venom movies, but I get it. Venom fans love the movies, but it's so like there's so many loopholes in the movie that I'm like, okay, you didn't answer this, you didn't answer that. It wasn't that great for a Venom movie.
None of the Venom movies are really that great, to be honest. I'm gonna say this right now. Like the character of Venom is intriguing, and especially with the backstory of Eddie Brock, like how he became Venom, like in the original comics. I haven't read the comics, but I've heard of his backstory. It's all the more tragic. But the thing is with the movies, though, is that they mainly focus on Eddie Brock and Venom doing their shenanigans. I'm thinking to myself, it's pretty much a turn off your brain sort of movie.
Did you at least watch like a couple of the Venom movies?
No, I told you I watched the Venom movies, and
But you
like
watched them all, like all 3 of them?
No, I haven't watched the third.
Oh,
yet.
did you watch the first and second then?
I only watched the first and second.
Yeah. My thing that comes to mind is like, I get it, the symbiote sort of the reason why Venom existed. So you have Venom, you have like so many other Venom like people that are out there, and then this sort of thing happens at the end, and I'm like, when did this get introduced? What the heck? I never heard of this and that. So that's what it gets so weird. Like when I first saw how the third movie started, I'm like, how did this guy come to be?
Yes.
I was not a fan. I was not a fan, and I'm like, I get it. This is to close out Venom and to close out Eddie Brock being Venom. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe Tom Hardy can do other roles, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Tom Hardy is still big, you know, and it's also helped by the fact that he was Bane in Dark Knight Rises. He was Matt in Mad Max Fury Road, so he's still a big actor.
Yeah. But besides that, that's all I did for this weekend. I did have somebody that did actually update me about what's going on right now. The World Series is still going on right now. Dodgers and Yankees. Yankees at the moment, what I saw last time was that the Yankees were up by 1. But I'm hoping Dodgers win and we'll get the World Series.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Beat LA.
Okay, so I actually was going to surprise you because I actually did buy a LA Dodgers hat recently. So
no, unacceptable.
I thought you saw what happened when I went to LA on July 4th. Remember?
Wasting money.
Because of my I should have brought Gura with me. Because like Hololive night was happening in LA and there was so many people that were there and like, oh my god, it was so exciting. They came back from a comeback and now got me excited. No, also Otani, he's so great too.
Yeah,
this is kind of a definition of having a bandwagon, by the way. So,
yeah, I'm thinking to myself, no, Dodgers doesn't deserve to have a bandwagon.
I don't know about that, bro. They're pretty good right now.
No, I'm sorry, but no.
Oh, we'll see, man. Oh gosh.
Represent the orange and black. Come on, it's Halloween. Represent the orange and black.
I mean, the orange and black. Wait, orange and black. What is that one?
Orange and black is the Giants team.
Giants color. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they suck.
They suck for now, but. You know, Buster's taking over the team, so I'm happy about that.
Is it Buster Posey like the manager again?
Buster Posey is taking over the operations of the team.
So he's not a manager.
Like he's pretty much he's pretty much in charge of the operations of the team. So I have a feeling that with him in such a high role, I have a feeling he'll turn the team around.
Okay, well, we'll see. Hopefully, and hopefully the A's do well in Sacramento. Great.
Oh god, yeah. You're a Sacktown guy when it comes to teams, aren't you? Like you got Kings and A's.
Was that?
Like you're pretty much a Sacramento sort of guy when it comes to teams, aren't you?
I mean, no, it's weird because like the A's are from Oakland and then they're going to Sacramento for like
that's what I mean. Sacramento A's, Sacramento Kings.
No one expected them to go to Sacramento. I was thinking like they'll stay in Oakland until they go to Las Vegas, but they'll be going to Sacramento for that, and I'm like, whatever. It sucks because Sacramento sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, being in that Sacramento stadium sucks, by the way. But then for them to go all the way up to Las Vegas later. I mean, yeah, that's it.
God. Las Vegas A's. I'm dreading the day that my brother represents the A's. It's just like...
do it, Omit's brother. Do it.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-on-2 in terms of MLB now.
Yes. Yes.
I got my friend...
Or I could be a Dodgers fan, too. So, you know...
Oh, that's even worse, dude.
Hey. No. Like, hey, you have your NFC team and an AFC team for football, right? You have your Eagles and Raiders. I have my AL team and NL team for MLB.
Oh, yeah?
So, A's and Dodgers, why not?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's mainly because of the HoloLive event that made the Dodgers
Yes. Because Gura was the one, I mean, my Oshi Gura was the one that actually brought the Dodgers back to win that game.
Just no. See, you're lucky. I don't watch much baseball to begin with, but no, unacceptable.
Go Gura. All right. Well, we wanted to kill some time here because we do have a show pretty much about reviewing episodes. So let's go ahead and get straight to reviewing these Halloween specials that happened this year. And actually started off with Big City Greens.
Yes. So we got some treats for y'all. Episode reviews.
All right, so let's actually talk about Fortune Teller. Throughout this episode, Cricket tries to avoid the Fortune Teller's machine prediction that he will get a stinky slap. So we're going to go through each scenario that happened in this episode. Because Cricket tries to get rid of stinky items like garbage so he won't get slapped. And he tried to make other people give him a gentle slap. Even tried to get like the mayor's assistant to slap him with a stinky hand. What do you think about his plot line in the episode?
I'm gonna say this right now. Now when I first saw the synopsis of this episode, I thought to myself, it is not as intriguing as the next episode we're talking about. But you know what? It's Cricket doing its usual shenanigans. But I think what really captures me the most is the fair environment. Like you see,
well, this was in Smalton, so Smalton having like their fair in a random field makes sense.
Yeah, like you see the carnival games, you see the rides, and then of course you see Cricket trying to ride the donkey sleep, but he predicts that he gets the slap.
I do like the fact that like he just continues to freak out through this whole episode. Like,
yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, Cricket, you do realize you're a farmer's boy, right? You pretty much do horseplay all the time, so I think that slapping would kind of be like something that is a bit light on you, like it's something that wouldn't it be something you're used to, Cricket, because you do all this shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of interested about the fact that like all he could do was just ride the ride instead of actually like fearing for his life that he's gonna get slapped by a stinky hand or something. Yeah, and in the end he did end up actually riding the ride while getting slapped by some sort of monkey, but we'll talk about how that monkey came to be.
Yeah, because it also helps that Grandma Alice gave Cricket some wise advice about how you shouldn't worry about the bad stuff in life and instead you should enjoy the good stuff in life.
Which he did, but he still freaked out. Like, he ended up still, like, asking the mayor's assistant to slap him or something like that. Like, come here and slap me! Come here and slap me!
Yeah.
And then he just chases him while, like, what was it? Like, some sort of, like, carnival game goes awry. And like all this stuff happens.
Yeah, like I said, it's pretty much typical Cricket interacting with the environment around him, and then of course he does his usual tricks and shenanigans to try to gets the stinky slap, and then he tries not to. It's just like you're watching Cricket and you kind of fear for him, but at the same time you kind of laugh at him.
Laugh at him, but that's the comedy part when it comes to the episode. Like, you gotta laugh at him for being like an idiot.
We always know Cricket is an idiot, but he's a lovable idiot doofus.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while he continues to find a way to ride the ride, we get to see Nancy have a plot line where she actually meets up with her dad. And she's trying to win a prize, as what the predictor said, as what the psychic said that they went through. But it turns out Nick is cheating. Yeah. But then Nancy tries to figure out how he's cheating. How do you like this part of the episode?
I think that I think that this is the most intriguing plot line because we get to see more interactions with Nancy and her dad, and we get to see the return of Nick, and of course, being his usual, sleazy con artist, self. He actually tries to con Nancy. He tries to rip off Nancy, his own daughter. He does this to his own daughter, and here's the thing, though. Nick's actually shown to be pretty smart when it comes to his schemes because he actually used magnets that is next to balloons to cheat. And so Nancy, using her wits, pretty much sees right through it, and then she shoots the darts slightly outside the balloon, but then the dart, thanks to the magnet, shoots at the balloon and she wins.
So I'm just saying, like, this is just a little small plot line. I mean, this is like the episode did say that Nancy was supposed to win a prize, so she's trying to win a prize by actually trying to trick on what her dad is doing, and she does actually figure out how to do it. She ended up actually winning the prize by popping that balloon. So, congrats to Nancy. She ended up actually getting the prediction right.
Yes.
Next up, we also do get to see Tilly and Bill go into this one tent where this one alligator show was happening. A showman was about to wrestle this alligator down, but being Tilly being Tilly, literally loving animals, actually wanted to wrestle the showman down because she's hurting the crocodile or the alligator. What do you like? How do you like this part of the episode?
Yeah, I look at this and I think to myself, Tilly is the protector of all creatures, and except for crows, she obviously hates crows, and that's why I like Tilly so much. She has that sweet innocent charm to her.
She has our animal charm. She always loves animals. I get it. That's her thing.
She has a sweet animal charm, lovely charm. Just can't help but love. You just can't help but adore. And then of course when she sees one of the animals getting harmed, like that's when she goes, all out, like beast mode, and tackles a big wrestling guy.
Yeah. No, all she's doing is she's pulling her head down or something like that. But then like the whole truth comes out where he's like, oh, I don't want to hurt my crocodile. I don't want to hurt my alligator. He's my friend and stuff like that. While Tilly's like, well, why are you wrestling him down? And he goes like, oh, this is our thing that we usually do. And it's like, look, Tilly, you know, people like their animals the way they like them like that. But come on, you can't just continue to think that they are hurting them and all.
Yeah, what happened was that, you know, like Tilly, because keep in mind, I don't think she even knows what wrestling is, because she doesn't, you know, watch, you know, that kind of stuff. So, you know, like you got to give Tilly this, you know, she did it out of good intentions.
She did have good intentions, but in the end, I get it. Like she made peace with the wrestler, and you know, it's just Tilly being Tilly, just loving animals and stuff.
Yes.
How do you like the whole thing about the ending where like Cricket rides the ride, and then like this freaking like monkey who escaped from the tent, from the showman's tent, like slaps him with that stinky hand?
Yeah, I got to say, that was quite an interesting twist. Not only do you see this monkey slapping Cricket, but also the fact of how the monkey is also, you know, being owned by this one alligator wrestler.
One thing to also point out, I kind of knew this was gonna happen because like there was this one scene where like the monkey was literally in front of trash and you see his hands glow green, and I'm like, okay, this is the person that's gonna slap Cricket. I'm like, okay, well, thank you for the foreshadowing, the Big City Greens writers.
Yeah, that is some clever writing. Then again, I expect no less from the Hooten brothers.
Yeah, the Hooten brothers are still funny. I mean, overall, this episode was a pretty funny episode. Like, this is not okay. The only thing that was making it Halloweeny is the fact that it's a fear thing. So it's mostly on Cricket because it's, you know, scary there.
Yeah, the next episode we're going to talk about puts more emphasis on the horror aspect, but yeah.
Not really horror, but more like Halloween.
More like Halloween
it's supposed
aspect,
to be, from the way I saw that episode, it seems like it's a Halloween escape room that they went through. But this time around, this is just them in the fair, and it's more of like Cricket trying to challenge his like scared skills or something.
Yeah, yeah, and also one more thing I got to add, though. Missed opportunity for a Will Smith cameo.
Wow, no.
I'm just going to say this right now.
Why would you want to bring his name up? Boo.
Because think about it. It's Cricket avoiding the sticky slap. So, you know, you had an opportunity. To, you know, cameo him, like give him a cameo, and then have him do it. It would have been hilarious to me.
Why would you? I thought nobody wants to see that anymore.
I don't know. It's just like all joking aside, though, this was a relatively okay episode.
Okay, I thought it was like, what made you want to bring this up? Like, that was just a really awkward moment in the Oscars. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but there's just some moments that just stick with you forever. Like,
I get it. Yeah.
Granted, it was long ago. We moved on from it, but come on, you can still joke about it.
Oh my gosh. Either I want to consider it. I was just thinking like, how is he gonna get the slap? I think the episode was just pretty much like, how would Cricket get the slap? Who's gonna slap him? And him forcing himself to put the slap. I just see him like freaking out here and there, but in the end, a monkey literally just slapped him with the stinky hand, and that was it. That was the episode. And also the other thing too is that Alice Green. I understand like. Funnel cakes are a big thing over at carnivals, and it makes sense for me. Like I love funnel cakes too, but not as much as she does, where I'll throw up about it. So
like, how is it she's still alive after eating that much funnel cakes? Because think about it, she's at a relatively old age, and she's eating so many funnel cakes.
It's cartoons. Let them do whatever they want.
Then again, it's cartoon logic. So what do I?
I'm just saying, yeah. But anyway, this episode wasn't bad. I give it like a good rating, like a 7 out of 10 in this case.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 for me too.
All right. Let's go over to the next episode of Big City Greens called No Escape. No Escape. Now
that is a hit.
Now this episode is pretty much just like them in an escape room, where it's pretty much all Croblin's theme. Cricket vows to set a new record for the escape room, with the rest of the family prioritizing having fun. What do you think about the beginning of the episode? Because like it feels like everybody has like different views on how to actually approach the escape room.
Yeah, and so what I like about this is that it presents different views on how they view the escape room. One takes it a bit too seriously, wants to go for a high record like Cricket.
Yeah.
While the rest of Cricket's family just views it as fun and games, and they even have a song referencing it as like, when we're together, we do anything together. That sort of thing. So it's interesting to see the two different mindsets when it comes to doing this escape room. I
feel like I understand like that plot line. Like they're like when you go to escape room, I don't know if you've ever been to an escape room before, but like some of the people in escape rooms really want to like get it out of the way. But people who have fun, they kind of do lack the point of the mission. Like, an escape room is supposed to be like, you have this time limit, you have to escape out of the room as soon as possible. And it's actually fun by doing the escape room like that. So maybe Cricket, in his mindset, was thinking like, okay, I want to get this through so I can have fun there. You can have fun there. But the rest of the family wants to have fun their way, but they don't care about the time and stuff. And I'm like, well, if you can't escape, then you can't beat that record that they said. So, yeah.
Yeah, there are two types. It's like presenting like the two types of people in escape room groups. So yeah, and the episode does a good job showing that.
Do you feel for Cricket like being frustrated with his family in this?
I can understand Cricket's frustration, but at the same time, though, they are still having fun, and they do mean well at the end of the day.
So yeah, the Cricket family enter the Krablin House of Horrors. They have 1 hour to escape. Cricket tries searching for the clues. He unlocks the clue by putting the rest of while the rest of the family plays around. But I understand Cricket's frustration. Like, he's the only one that's unlocking everything, trying to get that record. But yeah, so they end up actually unlocking that room. But the problem is there's 4 other doors that came in, and weird enough, those rooms were the Green's house.
Yeah, they're replicas of the Green family's rooms.
When you saw that, what was like, what is going on here? Why is it creepy like that?
Yeah, something tells me that it all seems too suspicious of how these rooms are the exact replica of the Green's family house. And then I think to myself, I think I know who the mastermind is.
Yeah.
Like, I already know who the mastermind is.
I mean, like, look, even like there's a scene before where we get to see a Krablin literally talk to a guy in mystery, just like with a deep voice and the hoodie and stuff.
I thought to myself, that might be that guy. It might be that guy.
I had a feeling it might be that guy. So, So if you haven't seen this episode, I just want to let you know that there was like a mysterious guy that was actually like behind the scenes, literally just like making this escape room happen. And apparently the escape room was made for the Greens. That's why these rooms were specified for like these certain areas. Like, I think Tilly had the living room, Alice had her room, Bill had his room, and then Cricket had his room. Yeah. So who out of all people knows about the Greens room? Makes you think, right?
Makes you think.
So I just never expected this guy to come back, but Chip Whistler is back.
Yes, I knew it. I freaking called it, dude. Like when I first saw this mysterious figure, I think to myself, it could be him. It could be him. And they revealed together, and it was revealed to be him.
I had a feeling it could be him just because, like, from the whole mysterious voice and stuff, I'm like, oh god, it's got to be Chip Whistler.
And wouldn't you know what, our suspicions were proven to be true.
Yeah. So in the end, Chip Whistler is the one who actually is the one running the whole game room, or the whole escape room that the Greens are in. Why do you feel about the fact that we saw Chip again?
Yeah, I thought to myself, oh man, Chip has been getting more, Chip has sunk like even more lower. Like, Chip Whistler is becoming even more messed up, and that's what makes him all the more fun as a character to watch.
Well, Chip Whistler, on the other hand, I mean, like, he was supposed to take revenge. I don't know if you saw the episode where Chip Whistler wanted revenge on the whole town.
Oh yeah, I did. I've seen all the episodes basically.
Yeah. Now we're kind of wondering, like, when will that revenge happen? And it seems like it's starting with that whole escape room thing.
I think that judging by its ending, which we're not going to spoil, I have a feeling that Chip Whistler could come back.
Was that?
Like, I have a feeling Chip Whistler could come back in an even more grander scheme, like a much more bigger scheme than this.
I know that he will. It's just that it's a very slow process, because like from the way Big City Greens is like making their episodes, they don't have like every episode be Chip Whistler. Yeah, so like you'll have Chip Whistler in this episode where he just messed up with the Greens in an escape room. Maybe the next episode you'll see him like pop up in another area where I don't even know what he'll do next. So he might mess up another person's house. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the fact that like in this particular episode we get to see Chip like mess up with Cricket here, because we get to see like him. We see how he like posed up like a scene where like Cricket ran off because they had this decision about this red button thing.
Yeah, he paid an actor to play as Cricket, the Cricket who pushed the red button.
Yeah, and
making the family think that it was actually Cricket who betrayed the family.
Yeah, and then you also get to see this one scene where you get to see Chip like literally confront Cricket and say like, you must press red button, you must press red button.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, my god, this plan is ingenious. I think it's probably the best, evil plan that Chip Whistler has had, like, in years, in episodes. Like, this really is well thought and well planned out together. Because he takes it, like, he's pretty much, one step ahead of the game always in this. Like first of all, he hires a, lookalike actor to play as Cricket who pushed a button. Second off, like even if that plan doesn't work, there's still plan B in which he tests Cricket's, loyalty. He's actually counting on Cricket to push that red button because he wants to feel the shame of abandoning his family. And it's the worst feeling that he could do. Like, it's even worse than murder.
I saw the whole tense moments that happened with Cricket, where he was literally like has his eyes closed up, saying like, I don't want to press the red button, but at the same time he found a way to escape the room.
Yeah.
So like I understand why Chip did that, to like pressure, like the Croblins was literally pressuring the Greens to like Cricket to at least get him. But I do love how Cricket became like the hero in this episode, because he like took some stuff from that room that he's in, like escaped via like the rooftops, and then was able to at least pick up like every Green, like Alice, Tilly, and Bill, by even singing that song that they were singing too.
As we're together.
That song.
Yeah, I like the fact that like Cricket goes to each and every room, he saves his family, and then Cricket comes to realize the error of his ways. Like, this is all for having fun with your family, whether or not you succeed in the mission. And then not long too after, they actually managed to really succeed out of the escape room. And and before the family can find out who the real culprit is, it just so happens that the culprit already escaped.
And also the other thing too is that the family actually did break that record, by the way. So hey, 2 minutes 1 second, they broke the record.
Congratulations to the Green family.
But yes, you're right. The whole fact that Chip Whistler left or something like that, they bailed out. So the Greens don't actually realize that was Chip Whistler that was controlling the whole game the whole time. Yeah, it was just a mysterious Croblin or something, make it look scary to say. But no, I'm seeing the whole Halloween-y elements when it comes to this episode, and I understand it just because it's like, well, it's Halloween themed. First off, the whole Croblin thing was all Halloween themed. Like, it's a horror house, the Croblins being all terrifying and stuff. And I would imagine that whole like scenario where all of them split into different rooms was like a kind of a scary scenario too. Yeah. So there, I can understand the whole Halloween aspect.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm gonna say this right now: the way the Croblins looked all haunted and horrifying, when you look at them, it sort of gives you Five Nights at Freddy's vibes.
Kind of does, yeah. Especially with the whole Croblins that are just crawling around, or literally like coming down from the roofs, literally just putting on a speaker saying like, "You have to press the button."
Yeah, because you got those that are supposed to be looking like fuzzy, innocent, cute creatures have their darker side.
Right. So I'm just saying, like, this was actually not bad of a episode. Maybe like a very make it very Halloween-y to say. It's not like Squashed or was it Blood Moon, because those are really good like Halloween episodes itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Blood Moon especially is peak.
I kind of like Squash, to be honest. Yeah. Squash was kind of like really horrifying.
They're both peak though.
Yeah, they're both peak. But I'm just saying, like, these are okay for when it comes to Halloween episodes. Like, usually it's kind of like what the Loud House did when they had quote unquote Halloween episodes, like Cheers for Fears, for example.
I think it's because of how this episode, in comparison to the other two Halloween themed episodes, this one is 15 minutes, whereas those two episodes
I'm just saying like Loud House did the same thing. Like, they had Halloween episodes too. They had Halloween specials. Yeah. But they had some Halloween specials that are 15 minutes. Like
Cheers for Fears.
Like Cheers for Fears, exactly. Then you had so many other like Loud House Halloween specials coming up here and there, like Great Lakes Freakout, and what we're gonna be talking about later on tonight, Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind.
And much similar to Loud House, Big City Greens, both Big City Greens and Loud House, their 15-minute Halloween specials are weaker compared to the 30-minute ones. And
I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious, yes.
It's not just because of runtime. It's actually because of the episode quality itself.
And it's not even like gonna reflect Halloween itself. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't expect Cheers for Fears is like airing every day versus like Tricked that is only airs during Halloween. You know. Yeah. And you're not even going to see that episode, like, was it Twas the Fight Before Christmas? You're not going to see that episode until Christmas time, unfortunately. You're not going to see the cousins until Christmas time again.
Yeah, then again, Twas the Fight Before Christmas was pretty mediocre compared to Loud House Albion anyway, so.
That was the best episode of 2023, according to the Loud House fans.
Really? Like Twas the Fight Before Christmas is okay, but it's no 11 Lots of Leapin'. 11 Lots of Leapin'.
11 All
peak
Leapin' was
Christmas.
peak, but then so many people really liked Twas a Fight for Christmas. Remember, this was last year's the best episode according to our tournament that we've done. So
Caesar's Cheatings was better than 12 Fight in my opinion.
I think that's a 15-minute episode.
It's a 15-minute episode, but the episode's quality itself was surprisingly very fantastic.
Yeah, but either way, no doubt about it. This Halloween episode is okay. I give it an 8 out of 10 just because we get to see a big reveal that Chip Whistler's back.
I'm giving it 8. I'm giving it like a 9 or 9.5
Really?
out of 10.
Is that good?
It is spectacular because it captures the Halloween spirit, the horror aspect especially, where you see the Croplands escape room be this Five Nights at Freddy's sort of vibe, and also the plot twist and the way that Chip Whistler conducts his plans is nothing short of genius.
Either way, this is out on Halloween. I think it's gonna be an everyday episode, by the way. So you're gonna probably watch it on You're probably gonna watch it on Disney Channel or Disney Plus whenever it comes out.
Yeah.
All right. So out of Big City Greens, let's go over to Hacienda Hills. Let's actually talk about
Oye, Primos.
Oops, sorry, that's Kif. Oye, Primos, with this particular Halloween episode called Hacienda Chills. Now, this episode, we started off with Tater summoning her Primos for Lot to tells them that the reason for paranormal activity that's going on around their house is because that's going on in Hacienda Hills is due to the tree that they have in the backyard. So this actually turns out to be interesting because, we get to see all these curses jumping up here and there. They're kind of wondering what the heck's going on. And it turns out to be a recap episode, actually.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's weird because, this episode's supposed to be apparently, the halfway point of Primos right now. As we recap, all the things that happened before this episode particularly came out.
Yeah, I was expecting this to be a legit Halloween episode that contained its own plots. It's a self-contained plot. But no, it actually turns out to be sort of like a time capsule sort of episode.
Yeah, so they talk about what happened over at the early episodes of Primos, where Tater was haunted by Lot Lot's doll in the summer of La Muñeca. And when Lot Lot performed a spell on Tater to make her feel better, thought it was a robot Tater in disguise. How do you like the episode callbacks to those episodes?
Yeah, when I looked at those episodes, I thought to myself, it's good that this Halloween special takes its own route in terms of storytelling, and that's the fact of it presents some spooky elements from Primos, which isn't even a Halloween or horror themed series.
It's just more of it's not even a series. It's not even a horror series itself. It's just more of we're just seeing what happened in the tree.
It's like there's some horror elements to it that
the only horror elements that came up were the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's the whole episode itself. But I do like the fact of how, because it pays tribute to it pays continuity to Primos itself by bringing back all the spooky stuff that happened in past episodes, and they do help contribute to the story of the episode itself, especially when it centers around the tree.
Yeah, I mean, I do love the whole callbacks when it comes to the episodes, but then again, it's supposed to lead up to the story of what happened, why this tree is currently getting cursed.
Yeah.
But if anything, again, most of the first half of Primos was just most of this episode was particularly only on recaps, the fact that we get to see Cousin Bud became a pawn scammer back in that episode of Summer of Breaking Bud.
Yeah, I do remember. Now that episode was definitely quite interesting because you get to see you get to see Bud's more cynical side where
then his hippie side.
like you get to see Cousin Buck be this huge scammer amid a a la the he reminds me sort of like a Leonardo DiCaprio character that you see in Wolf of Wall Street or Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
In which you see him being this sleazy con artist when it comes to sticky paws.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah. And then there's also that episode where the hammock starts to engulf all of the Primos. I don't know if you remember that. I believe that's a Halloween episode, to be honest. It's all so hot, and then this whole hammock starts to bring up every Primos into the hammock.
Join us, Tater.
Yeah,
Join
all
us.
like that.
Come to the hammock.
I remember that, by the way. That was also a pretty cool. That was also a pretty creepy episode to say.
I don't care about y'all. I want the hammock myself.
I would too, to be fair. What was it? So they go up and just reflect on all these episodes, but Lot did actually come up to the conclusion that the tree is responding to a misdeed by a culprit who needs to confess. But who do you think that culprit would be?
And that is what we're about to tell you, but yes, the tree is getting worse and worse, especially like when you see the tree like forming cracks on the ground, and then you see all this like ooze, you see this green sap that's coming out, just like the tree's getting worse and worse, and it only takes one culprit to come clean.
Yeah, the thing is like what's making the tree just continue to grow badly, and that's where we get to see this whole big reveal where the sap reveals that all the gifts the Primos gives to Tater are now revealed.
Yeah,
like you can see like all the stuff came out. It's all buried underneath the tree. It makes sense why the tree got unhealthy. It's just throwing out all the sap.
Yeah.
But the problem is all that stuff is what the Primos gave to Tater. So what was going on with Tater with just giving out all those gifts?
To which the Primos felt really betrayed by Tater because, well, they did invest their time and money to give, her these gifts, and then she just throws them away like it's nothing. And then I'm thinking to myself, why isn't Tater like any of these gifts? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Maybe she doesn't like reading. Well, she loves reading, don't get me wrong. Or maybe she doesn't like the toys that they give her. Yeah, it's never revealed as to why she doesn't like these gifts. It's just, oh, I don't like these gifts. I don't want to hurt your feelings. It's
but
like,
that's why she ends up like burying them, because like it turns out she's been doing that all her life. Like whenever like gifts she was given by the Primos is like given to her, she literally just buries them away, and that's the reason why like the tree ends up being unhealthy. Like,
I don't know about you. I would keep these.
I would too, but like apparently Tater said otherwise. So Tater was the one who actually just hides the fact that like, oh, I don't like these gifts, and that's why she throws them all into the ground.
Yeah.
And that's where the big reveal happened. And like everybody was, I forgot how this episode was, but I remember like this whole sap was like eating them up or something. It wasn't until like the rain came in and actually washed the sap away.
Yeah.
And it turns out everybody is alive.
Everybody's alive.
Yeah. And this is where Tater like forgives like the Primos. Is like, I'm sorry and all that kind of stuff. The Primos forgive her, and
Tater apologizes and Primos accept her apology.
Yeah.
And all's well that ends well.
All's well that ends well, unless Lot says so, because she said, oh, all's well that ends well, or is it? And I'm like, oh no. But then again, it's Lot. Lot is like the definitely Lucy Loud character, okay?
Oh yeah, Lot is the Lucy Loud of Primos. Yeah, she actually manages to be like one of the more charming characters of the show.
I mean, I like Lot too, but like you can totally see the creepy side of her. Like I totally see like she is as creepy as Lucy Loud.
Yeah.
Yes, I am telling you, every Primos is like a Loud character, okay?
Lita is definitely like Luna, which is why she's probably my
She's your favorite now? Oh, come on.
Not just that, but also...
And then I said the T-Sisters are like a version of Lola, Lenny, and Lori.
But like I said, Nellie's still best character of the show, but Lita's still best Primo.
Nellie is like, I mean, like, she's supposed to be Tater's sister, but I don't know. It's like, she doesn't appear that often, but I just, like, something tells me, like, she has to pop up eventually. I don't know if you watched that episode of Tater 2.0, but that one is a really good episode.
I haven't yet. I definitely will get to it at one point.
Watch Tater 2.0. Oh, yes. You'll see something about Nellie in that episode.
Yes. I'll see something about my girl.
Right, but let's actually talk about this episode. This was okay. Not really the spooky thing that I was talking about. I'm guessing just because the whole tree thing is the reason what makes it so spooky. But this could be like an everyday episode. I'm not going to lie.
Like, this had potential to have a much bigger Halloween story to it. Rather than just like...
It's not even Halloween themed. Like, I don't see pumpkins around or bats around, you know, those things that can like creep a person out.
The closest thing to a Halloween aspect is the tree itself being all spooky and scary.
But I don't think it's like a big Halloween, a big episode that is going to be like reflecting towards Halloween. I feel like this is an everyday episode, so you're probably going to see this on Disney Plus or Disney Channel later on in the schedule. So, but I would say not bad. It's like a 7 out of 10 for me when it comes to this episode. Nothing too extravagant when it comes to it.
Probably 6 out of 10. Like, it could have been better.
I mean, yeah, it could have been better. Not really much of the recaps. I don't care about the recap episodes, to be fair. Like, I get it. Like, we're looking back into the first season and stuff. But just get to the point. What happened to this tree? There you go.
It feels like the member berries have, integrated into the Primos somehow.
Yeah.
Member berries.
It reminds me of that one episode. Was it the house episode? Homespun. There you go. From the Loud House. Yeah, it reminds me of that. Oh, we're looking back at like what happened previously, you know?
Only like some of the flashbacks aren't even from the episodes themselves.
I know, but it's like they're looking back at like how the whole house was. So like them looking back at like what happened in previous episodes or something.
See, Homespun worked because it gave us new material. The flashbacks were actually new material.
Yeah. All right, so yes, that's the Primos Halloween episode. So let's move on to the KIF episode that also premiered on Disney Channel. It's the haunting of Miss McGravy's house. So, oh, sorry. I got the wrong one here. So this episode is all about Kif and her friends haunting a house in order to save it from being sold. How do you like the whole premise of this whole episode?
Now Kif doing now when you have Kif and her friends centered around a haunted house like plot, I thought to myself, this could make for an engaging Halloween episode.
I was thinking the same thing too. I mean, the fact that like all of them are like really engaging and they would probably like team up together to do something like this.
I was thinking to myself, are they going to have Haunted Mansion references? Because, well, Kif at the end of the day is Disney property, just like Haunted Mansion is. I was waiting for them to do that.
They didn't really do that, to be fair.
Yeah, they didn't do it, but...
I don't see any like Madame Leota or something coming up.
Awaken the spirits.
Exactly. So this actually started off interestingly because we actually do get a music video for the first one where Kif and Barry were talking about how Halloween's getting closer. How do you like the song, by the way?
Oh, the song is really wholesome and really fun. It's got a beat because it's basically Kif and the entire Tabletown, town city. You pretty much have them getting ready for Halloween, and Creeping Closer definitely helps uplift the spirit to get ready for Halloween.
I have to say, this is a really good song. And I know that the song is currently over at Apple Music and Spotify. I think it's a good way to start it to just pretty much tell you this is a Halloween episode. This isn't like the Trevor Halloween bash where they literally just go straight up to say, this is Halloween. Hey, let's go to Trevor's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is literally, I think, from the way they started up, I feel like this is going to be like a story that is going to be quite engaging, going to be like really impactful. So that's why when I first saw that song, I'm like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, Kif. Looks like it's going to be very Halloweeny. Okay.
Like this episode like paints a bigger picture in terms of Halloween.
Yeah, and I do think that this starts off really well with the whole song of Creeping Closer. I thought that was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get to see Kif and her friends pretty much like all go through school, but they go through Miss McGravy's house in order for them to go through it. But unfortunately, the house is going to get sold, which means that their way of going to the house is blocked off. They even have like a tree house in the house as well. They have like so many good memories and stuff. How do you feel about like them impact? How do you feel about like the characters that were in that tree house? They were so sad to see it all go. I think the house being all sold out and all.
Oh my God, you got to feel for these poor kids because their tree house is basically like their hangout. Now, of course, it's not the first cartoon to show, kids being attached to a treehouse because it's their hangout. We've seen it with Hey Arnold, among other shows. But yeah, when you get a look at Kif and you get to see how much the treehouse means to them, like the memories and everything, you think to yourself, you hope these kids succeed in protecting it.
No, I mean, the one thing that kind of hurt me was the fact that about that treehouse. Like, they have so many memories out of that. Like, for example, like the pictures that they have on the wall. Apparently they actually know how Kif's ear got chopped off, like how she ended up getting that chip, and I'm like, give me the answer, please. Don't show me the picture, please. And they never did. I'm like, oh god damn it.
If it was an adult show, I think they would have shown it.
Right. But also the other thing too is that look, you can feel the compassion of what happened to those like kids. Like you can see the sadness that Reggie had, and like what Barry had to go through. Candles, like, oh, I'm gonna miss this place and stuff like that. Like see all the memories that they had. It feels like this treehouse that they had in Miss McGravy's house is very impactful for them. Yeah,
it really is, and you do see how the Plues they look to be these rich snooty types who just want to buy everything just because they're rich. Yeah, so.
Reminds me of certain other people.
Yeah. Like, the Plues definitely give Kardashian vibes, so...
Oh, gosh. Do we call them Kardashians now?
yeah, because the Plues, they're pretty much rich, snooty. They think they can buy anything they want.
To be fair, the Plues only appeared, I think, for 1 minute because they said they're going to buy the house, and that's it. They will appear later on in the show, but at the moment, that all I know from that particular scene was the fact that, like, their treehouse is going to get torn down.
And they want to turn it into a gym. They want to turn it into an outdoor gym.
No, that's not good. So yeah, that's the whole. So the whole thing about that is the whole point about that whole part right there was the fact that this whole house is going to be torn down. So Kif and her friends are going to do whatever it takes to make sure this house is still up and that the treehouse is still up. And what do? For Halloween, they're going to haunt the house themselves. Yeah. So they dress up in these like fancy costumes, and then they would just do stuff to scare like the people who are gonna buy the house away.
Yeah, first things first, I want to comment on the costumes themselves because they look very well done and they look very distinct from one another. Like you got Kif dressed as the Frankenstein's bride. You got Barry dressed as Dracula, dressed as a vampire. You got Kendall dressed as a weird doll, voodoo doll. You got Trevor dressed as a ghost for whatever reason. I mean, the dude's a tryhard. He tries to get cloud attention. So, dressing as a ghost, like having to be like under a sheet, is kind of like unlike him.
All right.
But anyway, and then you got I think the funniest one was Renee dressed as an egg.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with eggs, but she dressed up as an egg, and I'm like, okay, sure, egg, whatever.
What an egg selling costume.
What did Reggie cosplay again?
What did Reggie?
He's a raccoon. He's a raccoon.
Yeah, no, I know he's a raccoon, but actually, no, raccoon dressed up as a clown.
Oh yeah, he was dressed up as a clown.
Yeah,
but,
so you could pretty much call him a rat clown.
Yeah. So throughout the house, they were gonna do all these pranks for them to like get those owners out, like to pretty much like rip up the contract and make sure that Miss McGrave's house is still there. But at the same time, you get to see all these like signs where it's like, okay, this is probably haunted itself.
Yeah, like you do see doors closing by themselves. You even hear some, spooky sounds, and you even see inanimate objects floating by themselves. Yeah, this looks to be like, Kif and her friends didn't need to do any of the work because the house is already haunted itself.
Well, they didn't know that it was already haunted, so they just do all this stuff here and there. But then you get to hear like, okay, the lights closing up, and it's like some sort of figure in the distance. What was it? Somebody closing the doors, all this stuff. So, to say the least, yeah, it's like very haunted.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, the kids didn't realize, and then the kids actually do realize it, like, once they like sat down. And the creepy part about it too, remember the whole table scene where like their names was there?
Yes.
And I'm like, this doesn't sound right here, guys.
Yeah, like somehow the house knows, each of their names, and I'm thinking to myself, could it be like an old acquaintance or old enemy they know? I don't know.
I don't know, but I know in the back of my mind I was thinking like, how do they know? How do the ghosts know? Like, is it a dead soul, or like is somebody pranking on them or something?
Yeah,
but
and also you got to see like the visions that each of the kids go
yeah
through.
Let's talk about that too. Like, what's it, the visions that each of the kids had? Like, what was it, Kif seeing herself as an old lady, like an older version of Kif, Candle with like Treasure, Reggie with a video game, playing video games, Trevor like in a cloud like party and stuff, while Renee's an egg. You see an egg and Renee's an egg, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, her thing is eggs.
But nothing compares to one beautiful thing, live action Barry.
Yeah, freaking Bunny. I'm like, that's so weird because like there's the scene where like Barry was literal like live action Bunny himself, and he's being petted, and he's like, I don't like this. Help! I don't like this. Ah!
See, I love the scene in particular because it shows how like the series can be experimental at times, and we've seen the show be experimental before in past episodes. This is definitely one of those best examples.
Yeah, and I think this is like, this makes sense why it gets kind of creepy, because like you're going from like a 2D animation world to like a real life thing.
Yeah, I was like, the moment I looked at Barry, I thought to myself, we're gonna Kif live action remake already.
Oh, great!
Kif live action remake.
Great! We're gonna have squirrels and bunnies interact with each other. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, it's pretty much this. It's pretty much this nature mockumentary sort of.
Oh my gosh! No, I was just I kind of like that whole thing, because like, okay, it could be a peaceful person, like it could be like a stock footage of a person literally just like petting a bunny, and it turns out to be like, oh, something horrific. And yeah, maybe like the jump from animation to real life could be horrific. And that's the vision I saw from that, and I was like, okay, this is pretty sick. Eventually those kids will get out of the visions, and their only one thing to do for them is to escape. How do you like the whole escape plan that everybody had to go through?
Oh, the whole escape thing was very intense. You do feel for those kids, because the more and more you see them trying to escape, the more and more dangerous a house becomes.
No, and like it's those ghosts that continues to like creep up on them. I just remember like them going all the way down to the basement. They found a way out, but then you see everybody leave except for Kif, and then like they're trying to get Kif out of the way, but then you see the ghost coming down as well, and then you see the older version of Kif come out, and they're like, oh no.
Kif sacrifices herself to save them.
Yeah, but then the whole that was also a vision itself. Like they were able to escape, but then they're still inside the house. That was so like crazy. Actually, I'm like, okay. So in the back of my mind, when I was actually watching that particular scene, I was like, okay, this is crazy. I'm like, I didn't expect something like intense to see the kids like go through this like horrific thing. I'm like, oh my god, I just hope like Kif and all her friends could be able to actually get out of there. But no, it turns out to get like worse and worse. Like the doors getting shut down, the ways of getting out is locked up, and oh no, they're looking to not make it out of there.
Yeah, and you would think that Kif is doomed because, well, she's unable to reach the window, but thankfully Barry comes to the rescue by grabbing his soul sign.
They were able to escape, but they didn't escape. Remember?
But yeah, unfortunately, just when you thought they would escape, it all. Like, the scene blurs back to when they're in the house, so, yeah, they didn't escape at all.
They tried to go out to the front door so many times, and yet, yeah, they couldn't. But when they actually did go out, like, eventually, when this whole scene's all come up to awry, we do end up seeing the ghosts that pop up. And, they're actually the owners of the house.
Yeah, and so the owners thought that the kids were those that were trying to take over the house, to buy the house, but... No, it actually turns out that the ghosts learned that the kids were there for, other reasons.
Okay, so you know what the reason was, right?
Like for the kids doing this or for the adults?
No, the kids was one thing, but then the ghosts that were like haunting the kids.
The ghosts that were haunting the kids, they actually thought that they were salesmen. They were trying to keep the house.
Right,
sure
right. But then they were thinking the kids were the salesmen or something like that.
Yeah,
or like the owners or something.
And here's the thought, like, ghosts, you do realize these are kids, right? They're too young to be salesmen.
Well, I mean, I think just for them, they just think, like, whoever is in their house, they're just going to haunt whoever's going to be in their house. But just remember, this is not Mrs. McGravy anymore. This is Diego and Tyler. These are two people who are homeowners of the house. Or, I don't know what happened to them, to be fair. Did we actually get an answer to that?
I don't think we got an answer as to how they became dead in the first place. You could just say it's old age.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like they're old age. By the way, I feel like they're a couple too. I feel like LGBT representation.
LGBT representation.
Yeah.
It would seem that way, or maybe they're just friends. I don't think we've seen.
Doesn't matter. But I was just thinking, like, Diego and Tyler, they both own the house. It's not Mrs. McGrave's house. It's just more of them that were used to be the homeowners, and they have left it abandoned for so long. So they're kind of wondering what happened to Diego and Tyler. It turns out they are ghosts. So it's like they did pass away, but the ghost still haunts their house, and that's what they were trying to do. Even if the kids revealed that they were ghosts and stuff, they do want to do at least some sort of plan in order for them to, get those homeowners away. And thankfully, they were able to do it all together. Where like the kids came out of the house and the ghost just haunted haunted them. They ended up ripping up the contract, and it turns out to be their house all along.
Yes. So at the end of the day, the kids save the day. All's well that ends well, and yeah.
And they also did have a Halloween party over at that house too,
hosted by the ghosts, and of course all Table Town celebrates.
Yeah. So what do you think about this whole ending here?
I thought the ending was really well done, and it's definitely a nice ending because Kif and her friends managed to accomplish a mission. They just didn't accomplish it in the way that they expected. So that's really good. And also, the episode itself is really fantastic.
Yeah, I have to say this. I believe this is the way to do a Halloween episode, guys.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember back when they did Trevor's, like, Halloween bash. That one was just more of, like, Trevor being a party pooper. And then this one, like zombie thing comes in, like, tries to ruin the party and stuff. That's pretty much the Halloween bash. And that was also 30 minutes long. This one around felt so much better to me. Like, I love this Kif special. If anything, this was supposed to be the start of season 2 of Kif, and they did it pretty well with this particular episode. I really hope that we continue to see more of like Kif, like in these brand new clothes that they have, which is pretty cool. Like they're wearing like winter outfits, which are pretty sick. We get to see more interactions with the friends. So I get to see more of Reggie, more of Kendall, Renee, and Trevor. Maybe more of the other friends that are also a part of Kif as well. I know we get to see we get to see Helen over there. But to be fair, Helen only just made a haunted house. That's all. Principal secretary also.
Oh God,
Like,
yeah, Helen Wayne.
Yeah,
Helen Wayne.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of Helen just because Helen wants to be a popular witch or something. She wants to be a superstar, and that doesn't help me. To be fair, she's not really the best character.
Like I enjoy Helen. I enjoy Helen quite a lot. Especially with her, not only her attention seeking side, but also her cynical side as well, especially towards Kip. It's kind of funny to watch to me.
Yeah, this was a better episode. I only cared more about Kip and her friends, and they were able to at least get this whole haunted mansion thing out of the way, or this whole haunted house thing out of the way. And yeah, I thought it was actually really fun. Like, to spend their Halloween just haunting people was one thing, but to even have a Halloween party afterwards was another thing. So
yeah, it really does. It captures a haunted house very well. I think it's one of the best haunted house representations of the haunted house I've ever seen in media.
It's more of like the best. I think one of the better Halloween like specials we've had this year. So if anything, this was definitely one of them. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. This is really nice for a gift special.
Same here, like 9 out of 10. And I'm going to say bonus points for what they did with Barry. Because if you remember the last Halloween episode where Barry was
he was scared throughout the whole thing.
He was a scaredy bunny throughout the episode. But at the end of the day, he was trying to prove like he was brave. This episode, you don't see Barry being scared at all.
No, he's not. And thankfully, I think that whole like fear thing is all done from him. So
yeah, major character development for Barry. So bonus points on that.
I think the next best thing for Barry now is to make sure that he can actually swim instead of being scared of the water all the time.
Oh, you know for a fact that he's gonna be on like the swimsuit team or something like that. So just watch.
I guess.
Like, you know how Barry, like, because there is some consistent character development with the characters as well. Barry's no exception.
I like it. They have some continuity when it comes to the show, but like, it's still a slice of life show. I don't see like big things happening in Table Town anytime soon.
Yeah, no, you don't expect it to be this big grand story. You expect it to be this cute slice of life show.
It's not like Big City where you get to see like Chip Whistler maybe like take revenge of the town or something.
That's the closest thing we get to a grand storyline. That's the closest we get to a linear storytelling.
Yeah. I still say, again, really awesome Halloween special. It is on Disney Plus right now. You can be able to watch it before Halloween strikes. It's going to be coming tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good Halloween special for Kip, for sure.
Yeah, definitely something to check out on Halloween's Eve.
Yeah. All right. No, let's actually go into the two best shows that had specials that we think... Sorry. Let's go to the two shows that we think had the best specials this year. And let's actually start it off. And that's all on Nickelodeon.
Yes. So Nickelodeon won this Halloween. Nickelodeon dominated.
So let's actually go ahead and start about let's go ahead and actually go into the first show that had a Halloween special this year, SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes. So they have this. So I don't know if you were like living under a rock, but Paramount
like Patrick
Plus,
Star,
yeah,
like
okay,
Patrick Star.
I know, but like Paramount Plus has pretty much advertised so much stuff about Creepaway Camp. SpongeBob and Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus are advertising so much about Creepaway Camp that I wanted to check it out because I haven't seen SpongeBob in forever. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody. I haven't watched SpongeBob for a very long time, so I don't even know what the hell is going on in SpongeBob anymore. But with the fact that this actually refers them back to Camp Coral, makes me think, this is gonna be something a little bit special for everybody, I would imagine. So when you heard about the idea of Creepaway Camp, what are your thoughts in your mind when it comes to something where they actually referred to two SpongeBob shows?
Well, okay, when I've checked out the promo, but I checked out the preview for Creepaway Camp, I thought to myself, while I'm in no rush to see this, I'm going to think to myself, this is how you do Camp Coral right. Like, instead of it being like a mediocre or just like plain awful spin-off show, this is how you incorporate Camp Coral into the SpongeBob franchise.
Well, here's the thing. Camp Coral first started off with the movie, with the whole Sponge on the Water movie. Not Sponge on the Water.
Sponge on the Run.
Sponge on the Run movie, yes. And that's where you first get the reference of Camp Coral. Then we get to see a mini-series of Camp Coral where we get to see SpongeBob back in their early days and stuff. And then apparently all the stuff that happened at Camp Coral is in this episode, which means that it's a big so I just want to sum it up here. It is a big reunion of all the Camp Coral characters pretty much going to be in Camp Coral doing their thing. But I didn't know that these characters in Bikini Bottom were part of Camp Coral. Like,
Yeah.
I never expected Larry the Lobster. I didn't expect that seal guy. I never expected a very tall fish. I don't know who he came from. That rich fish apparently was somebody from Camp Coral.
Kevin the Sea Cucumber.
Kevin the Sea Cucumber was from Camp Coral. Even Bubble Bass was from Camp Coral. But but here's the thing. I never watched Camp Coral, so I didn't know these people were there.
Yeah. I think that, like this episode, I think the main purpose of this is to pretty much be a love letter to all of SpongeBob. Like old SpongeBob, new SpongeBob,
Isn't that
middle
like
season of SpongeBob.
Well, isn't that to every like SpongeBob episode recently? Because they did refer a lot of stuff in newer SpongeBob.
Yeah, they reference a lot. You even see Kevin the Sea Cucumber have his own episode. Bubble Bass was highly proficient in some episodes. Even in the Patrick Star show, like where he did appear in some cases. Yeah, they heavily use Bubble Bass a lot.
Yeah,
so.
I'm seeing what SpongeBob is doing. They're really trying to look back into like the old SpongeBob, and I get it. It's 25 years of SpongeBob. It's time to us to reflect on what made SpongeBob SpongeBob. That's why you get to see so many references of like so many of the other characters, so many big moments. I mean, I haven't watched the newer SpongeBob, but I've been hearing that old memes come back and stuff. Like my leg guy came back. He even had an episode. So
and you got that smelly smell. That's something that smells smelly.
Wait, you really have
anchovies?
You have the anchovies?
They got the anchovies there.
Wait, did they actually say the smelly smell stuff too?
No, they just said like meep or something.
Oh no! I was talking about just overall the show, not this particular episode. Just the overall show.
They actually said it like in the pilot. I remember Mr. Krabs saying in the pilot.
Wait, no. I'm okay. You're not getting me. I'm talking about the show overall, like right now, the newer episodes of SpongeBob, not this particular episode. I'm just saying they are bringing back old memes from old SpongeBob into these new episodes.
Oh yeah. Now old memes in this episodes, like in overall, because I haven't watched SpongeBob in a while.
Yeah, so you don't have the same thing, but I'm just saying, like, from all the things that I've heard from it on Twitter or all these like social media stuff, that they are bringing old stuff from old SpongeBob episodes and bringing it back to new episodes. Like, again, the My Leg guy had an episode, for example.
Yeah, I think that was the only one that I was familiar with. I haven't seen the entire episode, but yeah, I'm aware that the My Leg guy had his own episode.
He did. So he all he said was like My Leg throughout the whole thing, and then you see the reason why he did it.
Yeah.
Okay, but nonetheless, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm seeing how SpongeBob is trying to go through it right now to bring back old fans and actually, get them into like whatever these new episodes are all about. Yes, we may not understand them, but how the fact that these old episodes can how the fact of these old moments that happen in SpongeBob SquarePants can actually work into Creepaway Camp. Well, to be fair, from all the ways I'm seeing how Creepaway Camp started, it kind of tells me how the route that SpongeBob is doing with bringing back old characters and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most admirable things about this episode is that it's all one big SpongeBob gathering.
Yeah, because you get to see everybody again, like SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy. Apparently, they were in Camp Coral. Mr. Krabs is back in Camp Coral. Mrs. Puff is in Camp Coral. But like I said, I haven't seen much of Camp Coral, so it tells me like all these characters were there before. So how surprised were you the fact that you get to see these characters again, like pop up in this particular special?
I mean, there were some cameos, there were some appearances that did, surprise me. I know they're trying to make this a one big grand SpongeBob episode that celebrates SpongeBob. But yeah, I was surprised to see some familiar faces.
Yeah.
Kevin the Sea Cucumber.
You haven't watched Camp Coral, the show, have you?
I've only seen the first 3 episodes of it, and I didn't like it.
But then you saw like the characters that were in it too, like Larry the Lobster, Squidward, Sandy.
Yeah, I'm pretty much. I was pretty surprised that like of all the characters that were like in the camp themselves, like itself, like I haven't seen Squidward in any of the previews or anything.
No, you will eventually see him.
You'll eventually see him, but I'm just saying, like, I was wondering where Squidward was.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, again, a big reunion of all these characters, and I never expect the freaking suntan seal to be back there.
The suntan seal was in one of the newer SpongeBob.
Yes,
episodes,
I know, but he did come to Camp Coral.
So it shows how like it pays tribute to not just the SpongeBob series, but also in some ways like the Camp Coral series itself, because you see them like come back to their old camp.
and I'm kind of like makes you want to think, like, did these people even come to Camp Coral? Like, again, I haven't seen Camp Coral, but something tells me like this is a callback from Camp Coral from the show to the regular show of SpongeBob itself.
Like, I haven't seen much of Camp Coral, so I can't really say. I'm saying this from the viewpoint of someone who has seen like, you know, some of the SpongeBob series itself, like the main series.
Were you surprised to see any of them pop up into the SpongeBob episode?
I was surprised to see. I was surprised to see Kevin the Sea Cucumber. Apparently, he went to Camp Coral.
Yeah, apparently so too. I thought we only heard from him from the second season of SpongeBob, but now he came back. I'm telling you. See, I'm telling you, SpongeBob people are coming back for these new episodes.
Yeah, and Mrs. Puff somehow was part of Camp Coral.
I don't know how she was. It feels like she was like in the same role as Mr. Krabs, because Mr. Krabs is supposed to be a counselor or something, right?
Yeah, a cheap counselor, but a counselor regardless.
Yeah, and Pearl was a baby back then.
Pearl was a baby back then, so I don't see why she had to be there. Wasn't she too young to be Camp Coral?
I don't know, but maybe babysitting. Maybe she had to be babysat by Mr. Krabs. That's why she's like, I don't know.
Here's one thing that really irritates me, though. Why is Sandy there, like, you know, as well as
you tell me from Sponge on the Run, because Sandy was there in Sponge on the Run.
Like, Sandy hasn't met SpongeBob yet until Tea at the Tree Dome, from what we've seen.
Yes,
so
yes, we know that, but...
I'm sorry, it's just one of those things that just really frustrates me about it.
No, I get it. And we already talked about this before, like how they ruined up continuity with the fact that they met in Camp Coral.
Yeah. Like, honestly, if I was SpongeBob Brothers, I would just, like, do a remake of Tea at the Tree Dome to where, like, you know, SpongeBob, once he saves Sandy from the clams, and then they meet, and then SpongeBob's like, hey, haven't I met you at Camp Coral? And then Sandy's like, darn tootin' you have. Nice to see you again.
Yeah. Well, so, yes, I think the one thing that stood out to me was the fact that everybody came back, and that was pretty sick, just to see, like, Mrs. Puff, Pearl, even Larry the Lobster, and apparently a bunch of other jocks, the nerds like Bubble Bass and Kevin. You get to see the main crew, SpongeBob, Sandy, and Patrick. Yeah. They all go to Camp Coral, and you all saw that Camp Coral was broken down, but there is something that's making them stay there, and one by one they keep on getting like taken away and stuff. Yeah. How do you like the whole concept of this? Because this has pretty much happened throughout the whole episode. Everybody's getting taken away here and there.
Yeah, they're getting, like, one by one. You see each and every character get snatched by a mysterious figure. And the thing is that it plays a, you know, sort of plot element, a plot concept of a horror movie in which you see a monster take down each and every single character one by one, whether it be killing him or kidnapping him, whatever. It has that same feel to it. Like say it has the same feel as like a, you know, a clean version of Friday the 13th or something when you think about it.
Yeah. Again, like it's so crazy, like how they try to like have every character do their own activities. Like you get to see the nerds like do some zip lining, and they all got taken away.
Yeah. You
get to see Mr. Krabs look for treasure, and he got taken away. You get to see the jocks play volleyball, and they got taken away. And so it's like every freaking, like throughout the whole 45 minutes of the episode, like it's literally, I know it's an hour long episode, but 45 minutes of the episode is literally everybody literally getting taken away.
I think my favorite part about this was like, you know, Plankton, Karen, and Mrs. Puff getting taken away, because there was a one point during the scene in which you see Plankton and Karen in the woods. Plankton's like, oh yeah, I'm glad I made it to first base. You see him play a baseball game.
Oh, I know it's supposed to be a sick joke for the adults. That was supposed to be a sick joke for the adults.
Oh my god. The best joke of the entire special is right there.
I saw that.
My god, yes.
I saw that too, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is some hot stuff here.
It's just very well done.
I do love the fact that they go through each horror element, and even the nerd even said so too. Like, you don't want to smooch, you don't want to go out into the wilderness and smooch, or you're gonna be dead.
You don't want to say, "I'll be right back," otherwise you'll be dead.
Yeah, you'll be dead.
Yeah, the nerd has some. I think
he's had too many horror films. I think he's watched too many horror films.
Oh, you can pretty much tell that he's one of those YouTube reviewers who pretty much talks about movie reviews, and he goes into rant about, you know, he must be
a YouTube. I mean, he must be a movie buff. Yes, yeah. I would say.
He must be one of those that's like, oh, this remake is a disgrace to the entire franchise or something like that.
There's a bunch of other characters that I haven't seen before. Like apparently the nurse of Camp Coral was there too, and she got taken away as well. You just see that every freaking time in this episode they do an activity and somebody gets taken away. Like even what was it? Patrick even got taken away, and so many other main characters.
Yeah. And like even Squidward got taken away at one point as well.
And also, by the way, Squidward is actually not a part of that pact. Like, apparently he never got the invite or something to go back to Camp Coral.
Or maybe he did, but maybe he just didn't want to go because, well, he's Squidward.
But what I heard was that Squidward was banned from playing the clarinet in town. So that's why he goes to Camp Coral to play the clarinet.
I'm thinking to myself, why Camp Coral of all places would you want to go, especially when it's haunted? You know, like
nobody's gonna see him. Remember, Plankton was about to like dump illegal chum in their water. So,
like, I understand, like nobody wants to see Squidward. Like Squidward is banned from being part of the plane.
I'm just saying it's a hidden spot because look, nobody's gonna see them there. Maybe that's the reason why Squidward's just playing his clarinet out there. And also, like I said, Plankton was like dumping illegal chum with Karen back there. So. Yeah.
And apparently Plankton was a chef in Camp Coral.
Actually, it is a thing that he did. Yeah, he was a chef back then.
Yeah, to which it was funny at one point where we actually discovered that, wow, Plankton actually was a cook in Camp Coral.
No, actually, I knew about that. When you watch the first couple episodes, you should know that Plankton was a chef.
No, but I watched it a long time ago, so I kind of forgot that Plankton was a cook.
No, I mean, I believe the role. Like, Plankton was a chef, so he made the chum. Yeah. So.
To which Sandy blackmails Plankton was like, you know, if you don't make chum for us, then you better make chum for us. And then Karen tries to get on Plankton's good side because, you know, they don't want to be reported for dumping illegal chum. So thus he makes chum for the crew.
Okay, so I do want to ask, like, how do you like the whole aspect about this horror element that happened in this episode? Because it's just everybody gets taken.
And what I like about this is that it shows a horror cliche, and it shows a horror cliche plot in which you see each and every character get taken one by one. So the more characters that get taken or killed, the scarier the movie gets, and the more suspenseful it gets.
To be honest, like the one thing that kind of annoyed me when it came to all of this was the fact that Patrick and SpongeBob were like the main characters, and it sucks because SpongeBob always wants to keep everything happy. Patrick's being dumb. They're supposed to be the comedy part when it comes to this, and it kind of ruins the episode to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that everything else outside of SpongeBob and Patrick, though, they got some funny lines. Like everyone else outside of SpongeBob and Patrick got some, funny moments.
And to be fair, I feel like it's just more for the kids because the kids are, looking at that. They're going to laugh about it with SpongeBob and Patrick. Well, if you're an adult watching it, you'll be like, I don't think it's funny.
Yeah. Like of course it's modern SpongeBob. So modern SpongeBob isn't that funny, but
it's not funny to us.
It's not funny to us.
But it's not fun. It should be funny with the kids.
Yeah. But there are some jokes that really do land, like even with adults, like the one scene from Plankton Karen I just mentioned. And also the fact, there's also some funny lines of Mr. Krabs where he tries to find the treasure. And also Bubble Bass and Kevin's, interactions with one another was a real nostalgic touch.
That's true. I mean, you never expect to actually see those two interact.
Yeah, you never expect to until now. You never thought, like, if you told
the fact that Kevin's back is one thing.
You never told, like, if you had told me about a decade or two ago that Bubble Bass and Kevin, the sea cucumber, would somehow not only share a scene together, but legit interact with each other, I would have just laughed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that is happening over the new SpongeBob here. So, yes, the whole horror element is pretty much everybody's getting taken away. They all get hauled into a certain area. And according to what happened with Sandy's particular kidnapping, she ended up actually revealing the person that was stealing everybody, and that was this guy named Elwood. So apparently Elwood is a person in Camp Coral who pretty much was stuck in Camp Coral since he missed the last bus and was living in Camp Coral for many years. That's why they brought up this reunion and, just pretty much have everybody all in that whole particular cave. I don't know.
Exactly. I thought to myself, okay, number one, it's really irresponsible of the bus driver to not notice he's there.
Yeah.
Number two, like, why isn't there like another bus that takes them or anything like that? Why does he just call his parents?
I don't know. It's just in the end, he does live in Camp Coral, and And then of course Camp Coral put off to be abandoned, so he's pretty much living by himself there.
Where are Elwood's parents?
He did.
Where are Elwood's parents?
Even SpongeBob even said like they what was it? He lacks the social skills, and it does show with the fact that he stole everybody and pretty much brought him into that whole like shell theater or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, where are Elwood's parents and why are they picking him up?
I know. I'm guessing he's just a lost kid forever in this case.
My God, his parents Elwood's got to have the worst parents ever.
I guess so.
They left their kid in a camp.
He literally like grew up to be an adult, and now he started making all these invitations, and then, of course, they all went to Camp Coral, and they all went to Camp Coral. In the end, they ended up having a fun time. So
it's the equivalent of having cabin fever, and cabin fever screws with your mind.
I'm not gonna lie, like it was tough for me to actually watch this, just because like I get it. I love the characters I love the characters coming back. The horror element was so obvious already with the fact that we see everybody getting taken away, and in the end, the resolution was that. Yeah. I don't think it was kind of a good resolution. It's just like, oh, this kid was abandoned and now they're having a party at Camp Coral.
Or, like, I think the way that it could have worked was that, have the mysterious speaker, like have Elwood not be someone who has stayed at the camp for a long time, but have it be someone who loves the camp so much that when they go back to, school or home or whatever, he grows more, he continues to miss it, and he finds a way to... pretty much years later, find a way for them all to reunite at camp like they did when they were kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just was an interesting like concept of them just to have like a kid who grew up and became an adult and now is having a reunion at Camp Coral, but the way to do it is to kidnap everybody. Yeah. I don't know. But in the end, they ended up having a party, and then they all sang the Camp Coral theme song, which is pretty cool. But at the end... I have to look back at this, and I was thinking, like, this is just a callback for Camp Coral fans who love the show to pretty much watch it in SpongeBob.
Yeah, I think this episode definitely caters to all kinds of SpongeBob fans. Old school SpongeBob fans, those that are still SpongeBob fans to this day, Camp Coral fans, Patrick Star Show fans even. Like, this definitely caters to all kinds of SpongeBob fans.
So, being an old school SpongeBob fan, what do you thought about this particular Halloween special?
Being an old school SpongeBob fan, it was nice to see the characters from old SpongeBob, like Bubble Bass, Kevin, Sea Cucumber, Anchovies, make their appearances.
Okay, so that was nice. I will say this. Bubble Bass is now becoming a regular character in SpongeBob. I don't know if you watched the Big Birthday Blowout. He was there. It
was actually the latest SpongeBob episode that I just saw in the series. That's the Big Birthday Blowout.
Yes. And he is there for that. But I never expect to see Kevin... other people from other old episodes of SpongeBob to make an appearance too. Freaking Anchovies saying Meep all the time. And I feel like they're regular characters, to be honest. They're not just the pilot episode. They're everywhere. I mean, you've seen the Anchovies in that one episode where Kevin was. I'm your biggest fanatic, yes.
And I even mentioned that Kevin did have his own episode in Modern SpongeBob, so he did come back.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, everybody did come back, and it makes you think, like, okay, so these people came back for SpongeBob. Now go watch their episodes.
Yeah, I think that, I don't watch SpongeBob anymore, except when I feel like watching old SpongeBob, but... Yeah, the only episodes I would see are those that have the old school SpongeBob characters.
But to be fair, like I know what like I've said before, I know what SpongeBob is currently doing. They're trying to bring everybody back by like old school SpongeBob fans, new school SpongeBob fans to pretty much say, we remember you. Here's a little reference in the episode, Yeah,
it brings them all together, and at the end of the day, I think that's really wholesome because in one way or another, SpongeBob has made an impact in their lives.
So it's just a weird way of actually rating how this episode was, because I felt like this episode was catered towards the newer generation of SpongeBob fans. But for me, who is an old school SpongeBob fan who grew up watching like Bubble Bass, whoever watching the I'm Your Biggest Fanatic episode with Kevin in it, this didn't really look good to me. Yeah. I didn't think it was really funny. I just like the whole references here and there, but I kind of like, as an older person, I kind of knew how this episode was gonna go. So, so I'm gonna rate it via kids and via via new school and via old school. I would think for the new school folks, it'd probably be like an 8 out of 10 for them. For the old school folks, probably a 6 out of 10 for them.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say when you put it all together, it looks to be I'm just saying this in general altogether. It's going to be like a 7.5 out of 10 where where the humor is hit or miss. There's some jokes that really do land, and then there's some jokes that don't. And there is that, what carries the special for me is the aspect of everyone getting snatched one by one, and they do so in different ways.
I feel like they dragged it. They kept on dragging it along.
It doesn't matter how long they dragged it. I think like what gets me, like what upholds it is how each and every character ends up doing their own different things.
Yeah,
right
and they keep on getting stolen. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Just might as well just like kick everybody out. I mean, you literally had like 2 or 3 of the jocks literally playing volleyball, and they get taken. Like, just by the same activity.
Yeah.
They could have at least like have all 3 of them literally just go into a bush and then get taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's nice to see the all these SpongeBob characters pretty much interact together, play together, like the volleyball scene as well. By the way, the volleyball scene, like Larry hosting a volleyball game, was definitely something out of SpongeBob as well. Rip pants. So that was a nice touch.
To be fair, I feel like this is something Larry would do.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah,
and I feel like that's always a thing whenever they go to like Goo Lagoon. Always a volleyball match happens.
Yeah.
So
there
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about that. It probably is going to be in one of those future episodes.
I wasn't surprised. I was pleasantly pleased to see that.
Oh, I mean, there's a bunch of it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of it around. Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't watched SpongeBob in a long while, so yeah, this is pretty much like me watching this and as sort of a nostalgia trip.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm kind of realizing it too. It's just more of the characters being a flashback and stuff.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying this is not that great for me. I don't find it funny. That's the thing. I don't find it funny. I find the horror aspect fine, but like again, dragged on for too long. It doesn't feel funny just because I kind of knew how it's gonna end.
But then like it's not funny to adults, but it's definitely laugh out.
Yeah, it's definitely down for the kids. But like me being like a 30-year-old watching a SpongeBob episode right now. No, I can't. It doesn't hit me well. So yeah, Creepaway Camp, I just hope it like is a good like movie / special that they have on Paramount Plus. But I just hope it gets better for SpongeBob fans. I mean, they are putting up more episodes of SpongeBob, Patrick Star Show, and Camp Coral, and all 3 of them they have their own writers to make the episodes here and there. Yeah. I do have a feeling like they are just catering towards the younger generation, not us. Right?
Yeah, I think that was the whole point of it, was to pretty much it was a combination of this is for the newer generation of SpongeBob, while at the same time it has some sort of like this member berry style to it, where it's like, hey, remember this character, remember that character.
Yeah, that's all. I think that's the only thing that make it better for us here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes, Creepaway Camp is the Halloween special that is on Paramount Plus and Nickelodeon. Please go ahead and watch it. It's definitely definitely up for you guys, SpongeBob fans. So yeah. All right, now we have one more episode to bring up. Let's actually talk about this particular episode, or this particular Halloween special. It is the Loud House Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind.
Yes, let's go.
Let's finally do this, guys. I know we're gonna we always have to save the best for last. That's the reason why we're now talking about the Loud House special, Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind.
We're bringing the Loud Casa Talks magic into this.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie to you. When you said this about promos, previews, and even synopsis of the episode, how excited for you for this? Where are the promos? Where are the promos for this particular episode? All I saw was just like 30-second episodes or snippets of like how this episode's gonna be.
Well, yeah, those were the closest thing to promos that we got, where it's like 30-second snippets of it here and there, and I do like the fact that they're not spoiling too much. And then I thought to myself, this is a typical Lincoln and Friends episode. And while that is nice, I would love to see, Ronnie and her crew.
Well, to be fair, like, I did see, like, the sisters pop up. I mean, they all had their own individual costumes. You see Luna become a zombie. You get to see, like, Lenny and Lori becoming cats. I mean, there were a lot of pictures out there on Twitter pretty much showing, like, what they had in the commercial. And that was pretty much it. Like, they didn't spoil a lot, which is great. But at the same time, I'm like, where's the excitement? I need more of the excitement. What is going to make me, like, love this episode?
Yeah, and that little snippet shows that there's more of this episode to come. But yes, each and every single costumes, they look great in it. You want to go one by one?
No, we'll go first off with the fact that Lincoln actually started off. Well, How do you like the fact that Lincoln actually is now a part of this PPP Planet Protection Patrol squad thing?
Yeah, like when I look at the Triple P, I think to myself, they're a combination of Star Trek and Guardians of the Galaxy, and I do like the fact
I can totally see Star Trek just because Stella is literally wearing like some alien skin. Same with Clyde with the alien hair that he has.
I do like the fact that Lincoln has this new hyperfixation.
Oh no! Don't tell me he's gonna get. Like I said this before. How about Ace Savvy? Is he gone with Ace Savvy?
No, I think that he's putting Ace Savvy on this. Like he's putting both Ace Savvy and David Steele on the side to focus on a new project that he's a fan of. He's a fan of many. He has a hyperfixation of like many different types of media. Like Ace Savvy. And he's also into ARG. He's also into David Steele. Now he's into this.
Yeah.
Sci-fi adventure.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool to actually see him in a brand new, like, what is it, genre? Not really a genre, but more like a new TV show that Lincoln is into. And I see him with his friends doing it as well. So it's cool to see. It's cool to see that now. It's not like Magic, where like apparently his friends don't like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because there was one point where like Lincoln's friends kind of were kind of like preventing Lincoln from doing Magic because they viewed it as immature and stuff like that.
No, I'm just saying that it is just something that like Lincoln does. I just found this to be brand new, and now it kind of reminds me of like the whole thing about like, oh, did he just get out of Ace Savvy? Did he get out of David Steele? But to be fair, I don't think he will, just because he literally just rescued his grandma from No Time to Spy. I mean, come on, you can't.
Exactly, and that was possibly his biggest adventure yet.
I know what I'm saying. I'm just saying right now, like this is a new thing for Lincoln, and I think it's just pretty cool to see Lincoln just be a part of it, as long as he continues to stay up with his other fandoms, like what was it, Ace Savvy and David Steele. But
yeah, which I do hope that they bring back. I hope they bring back Lincoln Loud's Ace Savvy at one point in the future Loud's episode. I kind of miss that.
No, okay, so Lincoln with the Planet Protection Patrol, they're the ones. Man, I can't even make those questions up anymore. Sorry, I'm getting lost. That's why. Damn. Can you ask the questions? I'm sorry. I'm really confused with what you're saying here.
So pretty much the episode begins with Lincoln getting ready for dressing up for Halloween, and he's the leader of the Planet Protection Patrol, known as Commander Nick Fox. He tells the rest of his friends he's on his way, but the Loud family have a certain favor they ask of him.
Oh, to be a part of the haunted house.
Yeah, they ask him to give them their overall thoughts on said haunted house, and then you see Lincoln pretty much go downstairs, and then he pretty much goes through it quickly. He's like, ooh, scary.
Yeah.
You can tell he wants to get over it.
You know that it's not scary, and the thing is that, remember, I do love this whole continuity thing, because remember, the Louds always do some sort of haunted house. They did a haunted court maze in Tricked. I don't know what they did the rest of the whole time with the Halloween, but they wanted to do something better with the whole haunted house they had for the Loud house. And now it's not working, and you get to see Lucy like get all upset about it, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Lucy is the main person that always does these like scary house stuff. So I do love the continuity that came from Tricked, where they were trying to make their haunted house a whole lot better than what they did with the court maze back in Tricked. So do love that shout out, by the way, from that.
Yeah, exactly. Like they already succeeded with the core maze. Now they want to do something that's even bigger and grander and more different. So yeah, they move on to haunted house.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not really working. The fact that Lincoln continues to like not be scared.
Yeah, you could tell he could tell by the tone and the facial expressions. He just wants to get it over with.
He's literally like, oh, I can't do much. Oh, you're scary. Even the picture had him like literally.
The picture had him bored.
Yeah, he's literally has his eye rolling. Even Lori said that too. He's like, has your eye rolling. So unfortunately, the house is not doing well, which means Lucy has to do some parts here and there in order for them to make a haunted house work. So that's that. But then you get to see Lincoln actually have his other friends who are also part of this Planet Protection Patrol. How do you like the whole fact about everybody dressed up in this protection squad?
I do like that. You could tell like it's pretty much one big cosplay group, and each and every single one of their costumes really stands out. It's distinct from one another. Like Clyde as Dr. Mucus, Rusty as Deputy Dream Dude, Liam as Tree Trunk, who is the Groot of the group, and Zach as Lieutenant Blorb, and of course Stella as Tech Sergeant Cronkite.
So something tells me this reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy for some reason.
It's a combination.
I mean, you have like Clyde as like not Gamora, but it's Nebula. Yeah, Nebula. You got Deputy Dream Dude. Something tells me he's
a Drax.
Yeah, he looks more like a Drax than Liam is Tree Trunk. Come on, that's freaking Groot here.
It's
Come on.
Groot. Like I said, he's a Groot to the Groot.
Lieutenant Blorb looks like Mantis, right? Blorb. I don't know.
I mean, he's the closest thing to Mantis. Well, either that or Stella.
I forgot what Blorb was. I mean, like he seemed like some scientist guy. I know that.
Or you can argue Zack is a Rocky Raccoon.
I guess that can work. And then you got Lincoln as Star-Lord. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and then Stella is Gamora. I mean,
Stella is Gamora, which reminds me, you know how Peter Quill and Gamora were a thing.
Oh,
fans.
My God, no.
Stelkin fans.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but there's no signs of that in this episode. I mean, I don't want to have all the shippers come up here now and just talk about that. So.
Oh yeah, no, the Stelkin, shippers would be like, there's some chemistry there. You just don't
come on, stop it. No, I mean, it definitely does reflect, like, the way that their outfits kind of seem does absolutely reflect the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I thought that was a pretty nice little reference there. Definitely. Planet Protection Patrol, yeah. Guardians, come on. Nickelodeon, I know what you're trying to do there, guys. Good job on that.
Yeah, it's a combination of, like, sci-fi with some, police elements put into it, because, well, they're obviously a patrol, so... Yeah, they do stand out to be like a unique sci-fi group, but yeah, it's definitely Guardians of the Galaxy right there, like we just said.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. Let's actually head over to later on in the series, because most of the episode is actually going to be for exploring Lincoln and the squad, just like going house to house trick or treating and everything. Mm-hmm. So let's actually go to what happened while they're trick or treating. Unfortunately, we do end up actually seeing Chandler and Trent again. So what are your thoughts about seeing Chandler again?
Oh boy. Yeah, it's really excited to see Chandler again. Not. Yeah, seriously, like Chandler and Trent just like pop out of nowhere, make fun of them, and then I do like the fact that Stella stands up to them. Like, she doesn't take crap from anyone. According to what we see,
that's why Stella's always the best,
Like Stella pretty much told him, "Hey, back off," and all that stuff. I'm just like, yes.
So what's unfortunate about Chandler is that he continues to be a bully. So Chandler's
a one-dimensional bully, not even an interesting bully. That's what makes me hate Chandler. Is just the fact that he's not even an interesting bully. He's just a bully.
He's still a bully, and I'm just like, okay, you're not really improving. I thought you were gonna be a better character, but instead he's still Chandler being Chandler. So.
I gotta explain on one thing. I kind of feel bad for Trent, like, because you can tell that Trent's not really a bad kid, but he's with the wrong crowd. I
don't know about Trent, because like we don't have much focused episodes about him.
Yeah, but there have been some. There've been a key moments here or there where he's actually been cool with like.
He's always been hanging out with Chandler. That's the problem. So I don't know how we can get like more, if we can see more impact about him. I mean, yeah, maybe if he's away from Chandler, maybe that's the thing.
I kind of want to see an episode that delves into that, like why Trent hangs out with Chandler in the first place, and then Lincoln helps Trent turn over a new leaf.
We'll see. I mean, Trent seems like a side character. So I mean, we had a Chandler episode, and that turned out to be a big failure. So.
Like there's hope for the kid yet.
I don't know. I can't just go specifically on every side character. Okay, let's just continue on here. Okay. All right. So they go out trick or treating. They ended up actually getting some candies, but when they go to specific houses, like for example Cheryl and Meryl's house, no one is home.
Yeah, which builds up the horror aspect where you go into a house, you expect to see someone, but it actually turns out to be no one. And you see some of the lights being turned on. You see a few lights flicker, and then you see some sort of leftover candy or nachos, in which the kids more than happy to indulge.
Of course, yeah. So I think the one mysterious thing that comes out of this is the fact that like Cheryl and Meryl's house was open, nobody's around. They're kind of wondering what happened to Cheryl and Meryl. But the one thing that also comes up to mind was the fact that there's this yellowy goo that was left behind. And you're thinking like it might be cheese, it might be like some sort of like yellowy like food that they just dropped off. But yeah, that's a sign or something. I was like, yellowy thing is very sticky. Mm-hmm. Okay, so like in the back of my mind when I first saw that particular scene, I'm like, okay, Cheryl and Meryl are gone. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you just wonder where they are because, well, the door was open or unlocked, so you kind of expect them to be there somewhere, but they mysteriously disappears.
Indeed. So now now in the back of your mind, you're thinking like, what happened to them? What happened to them?
Only to find out that this was just a start.
Yes.
Cheryl and Meryl was just the beginning.
Now let's actually go back to the Loud House because we get to see a certain character come back into the Loud House. Look who's back! Oh, it's Darcy.
Yes.
Oh, Darcy.
Or Darcy.
Wait, what?
Darcy.
Who's Darcy?
No, R. And then,
this is because she's a pirate.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She even says it out loud herself.
I'm
Darcy.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yes.
If anything, I do love the reference because I remember Lucy literally saying like, "Oh my God, it's Lisa's friend, Darcy," and there's recognition right there that it is Lisa's friend. Oh,
the moment
Darcy's back.
The moment that Lucy said those exact words, "It's Lisa's friend," I squealed.
Yeah. Also, the other thing too is like we get Darcy episodes again. We have had Darcy's birthday and now
in Toddnito, yeah.
Yeah, and now we get to see Darcy in just a special. I'm like, okay, now she's becoming a very familiar secondary character, just like Sam Sharp and Girl Jordan. Oh my God.
I like the nice touch. Like she's having more prominent roles. I'm just like, yes, I want to see more of her.
I want to see more of that. So if anything, Darcy's back. She's in the Loud House, haunted house, and apparently they can't scare her. So if anything, it's not working. All of the things that they're doing is not working for that haunted house.
She's too happy. She's too giddy. She's too innocent to be scared.
She's very innocent.
Yes.
You can't scare a girl like Darcy.
Exactly.
You'll be crying and stuff.
She's a bundle of joy. There's no scaring her or anything.
Yeah. So what do you think about the fact that Darcy returned and her pirate costume and stuff?
It was a nice surprise. I was so happy to find Darcy come back. The only thing that kind of disappointed me, though, was that there was no personal interaction between Lisa and Darcy in this episode.
Yeah,
but I do like the fact that Lucy did say that's Lisa's
It doesn't
friend.
matter. I mean, like, Darcy's back. She's there and having a fun time with the Loud House. I think something tells me, like, Lisa invited her into it. And to be fair, like, the haunted house, none of the younger sisters were being involved until they came back. So you see Lana and Lola doing the whole like spider thing there.
Yeah,
here and there.
they were trick-or-treating. That's why.
They were trick-or-treating, but then you don't see Lisa doing like much in the haunted house itself. So
yeah, I'm just wondering, like, where was Lisa most of the time? Well, until the climax.
Yeah, also a big return to Lily's wolf outfit.
Yes.
She referenced to Jeers for Fears. Oh
Yes.
my God.
I like that they brought back that bit of continuity back.
Yeah, I want to point that out just because there's continuity there. All right, so we enter part 2 of this episode where we get to see a meteor fall on Royal Woods and the Triple P were going to chase after it. However, it is actually Flip who landed a alien spacecraft. Wait, no, that's not part 2. Wait,
No, like we do see Flip, like, after he falls down. Like,
no. I think you forgot. We did forget about the Flip's Food and Fuel because they did go into Flip's
Food and Fuel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Flip's Food and Fuel. They go to Flip's Food and Fuel. Now Nacho goes trick or treating, and then Flip pretty much gets ready, doing his usual decorations for Flip's Food and Fuel. Yeah. Only get captured himself.
Yeah, and that was also pretty crazy too, because I think it's something where like Flip actually sees the alien, and now it's like, oh my God, he gets like vaporized. The kids started to go into Flip's Food and Fuel, and then Flip is not available. Go ahead and get candy, but it will turn out to be expired candy.
Yeah, it plays very similarly to the Cheryl and Meryl's house scene, in which you see the kids going inside and they find no one is there. They wonder, what's going on, paranormal activity.
Yeah.
And then they take the candy anyway.
They take candy anyway, and they also did like break their teeth because of the expired candy. I found that one Stella scene where she actually put her tooth back into her gums. I'm like, that's kind of gross.
Yeah, like she lost her front teeth.
Yeah, she lost her tooth, and then like it just fell off the ground. And then she ends up like putting it back in her mouth. I'm like, what?
Who is she? Stella Whistler? Stella Whistler?
She ain't a dentist.
Is she Stella Whistler?
Well, she
lost her tooth.
She was about to be, and then she put it back. I'm like,
yeah.
What? This is some sort of cartoon logic I never expected in the Loud House. But oh my God.
I expect to see Dr. Stella Zhao in the future. Like, she could
my gosh.
She could have a field of dentistry.
I don't know. That was just so odd. I'm like, why would you just take off your old tooth and bring it back in there?
Cartoon logic, right?
I know. It's, again, too much cartoon logic. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of cartoon logic in this episode. We'll review that later. Again, so the kids still end up going trick-or-treating, but we do enter part 2 of the episode where we get to see that Flip actually did get back into Earth because apparently he was also talking about these whole alien stuff here and there. So do you, like, from that part, do you believe that aliens do exist in Royal Woods?
According to what Flip says, apparently yes, because from Flip's own words, he was being abducted. But then, of course, it's funny because when the kids asked Flip how did he manage to escape, Flip's like, I didn't have to. The aliens kicked me out.
Yeah, I would imagine why. He's not really the best. He's not really the best human to keep, right, guys?
You know, Flip is such a crap character where even the aliens can't stand him. Like, oh my god, that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, exactly. So I do love the fact that they just dropped down Flip. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, bro. So yeah, there's that particular part. But then, of course, the whole squad now understands what the hell is going on. There's even a part where like Lincoln like is obviously scared about the fact that like this yellow goo turned out. Well, there's a bunch of things that happen actually after that particular scene where like they're chasing down everybody's all gone. Trent literally was trying to find Chandler, and he's gone because of the alien stuff. Even Trent was gone because he was about to go to take a whiz, and then he ended up getting caught as well, or getting like tractored up into the alien's ship.
Yeah.
You also get to see what is it, one part like the whole little yellowy thing that Zach did. Literally just put it into like some sort of concoction and turned out to be like a certain color that turned out to be alien DNA, which led to this whole Lincoln part being like, oh my god, there's aliens here at Royal Windsor. She's screaming. He's literally screaming in front of like the whole loud. It's like, don't open the doors. There's an alien out there.
To which like Rita and Lynn Sr. kind of scoff off Lincoln, be like, yeah, right, there's no aliens. But then it turns out Lincoln was right all along.
Because what happened in that particular scene?
They got captured as well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, the Louds got captured too. Wow. No, so
it plays similar to the SpongeBob episode in which each and every single character gets snatched and captured one by one.
Is SpongeBob and like Loud House team makeup or something for Halloween specials? Because it feels like they're kind of doing a theme here, you know?
Yeah, they are the same animation studio, so I do see how they coincide in terms of this having the same kind of plot element.
Right. But so let's just put it out here right now. There are aliens in Royal Woods. Yeah. So now Lincoln, Stella, Zach, Liam, Rusty, and Clyde, all of them need to form up together in order for them to protect Royal Woods. But the first thing they got to do is find an alien. And they do actually find an alien. They actually fought him. What do you like about that particular scene?
What I like about the particular scene is that it's a huge battle in between the humans versus the aliens, in which they pretty much shoot lasers at each other. They shoot rays. And yeah, it actually turns out to be one big chase scene as well, because you see the aliens chasing the kids, and then you see the aliens have their own way, they have their own tricks up their sleeve. Like for instance, when you think that the kids defeat the aliens, there's this one piece of goo that goes up into like Stella's body and it controls her, and it's like the aliens have their own way. Like, you know, aside from shooting the rays, they have their own ways of getting to the kids.
Indeed, yeah. So they're very, very tricky little bunch. Like apparently, like their little blobs themselves can actually control them and stuff. But I mean, it just leads up to this one particular scene where you get to see like, what was it? This battle, and then this battle of them like using their laser guns to take down the alien. The alien is also trying to beam them up by using their laser gun. They're shielding up and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a crazy scene there. Yeah, but I do love the whole battle scene. Just having all of Lincoln's crew trying to face off with these aliens, trying to make sure they can defeat him or something. Mm-hmm. But in the end, they don't actually defeat him. What I do like about this part here is the fact that Lincoln actually took him out again. He's got taken out again.
He sacrifices himself to save his friends.
This ain't no time to spy. Stop it, Lincoln.
Lincoln sacrifices himself again, only this time it's to save his friends. I'm thinking to myself, it doesn't have as big of an impact as No Time to Spy, but it's still all the more heartwarming to see Lincoln for the second time sacrifice himself for those who he loves.
So now it's all about Clyde and the rest of the PPP in order for them to head over to the spaceship. What do you like about this particular scene where you get to see all of Lincoln's friends now trying to find their way to get up to the alien ship?
Yeah. What I like about this, it's them returning the favor to Lincoln because they're all one big group. They're all, friends. Like, Lincoln goes out his way to save them, and now they're willing to do the same for him. They were willing to go out of the way to save him, even if it means going through Zach's parents' invention to teleport themselves to get to the alien spaceship.
How did that come to be? Yeah. How the hell did that come to be about Zach's portable devices? I'm like, okay, something tells me like as we continue on with the Loud House, we're gonna expect more and more from Zach's parents. Like, we saw them go back in time warp, okay? Yeah. So what is going on with Zach's parents? We're gonna expect more time travel stuff, more transportation stuff.
Yeah, no, like Zach's parents, I think, are time travelers, and Zach may not be their son, but also possibly.
That's an interesting little theory there.
I have a feeling. Here's a theory I have. Like Zach is actually, like Zach is actually the father of Zach's, own parents.
What?
And Zach is actually a younger version of that old guy.
Wait, I don't get the logic here actually.
And that's something that I have a feeling would happen. Like, this is just a theory, but it's something that, like, I sort of predict would happen because Zach's parents are time travelers. They're sort of mysterious characters.
That's an interesting little theory, but something tells me that Zach's parents are just weirdos, and they can be able to invent all this stuff and actually work. Like the time travel and to teleport.
And also to build up conspiracy theories about aliens and supernatural
Oh, come on. You know there's going to be a bunch of them around.
Yeah.
So Zach's parents are those parents. But no matter what, the teleportation device was able to actually bring him up to the spaceship. And of course, you get to see Lincoln. Sorry. We get to see Clyde and everybody else try to defeat the aliens that were manning the ship, and they were able to do so. How do you like the whole particular fight scene in the spaceship?
The whole particular fight scene is just like, while it is much shorter than what we saw in the Royal Woods scene, it really does goes to show how like a bunch of these kids can put up a good fight against the aliens. But something tells me the aliens are very weak. They're pretty weak, fighters, because, well, they're kids and you guys are aliens. You've had more experience in fighting than they have.
I don't know about that. They could just be pilots. They have these guns ready. Maybe they just don't know how to be stun. How to explain it? Acrobatic.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, dude.
Yeah, I think something tells me that the aliens I'm wondering how much fighting experience the aliens have. In order to
I just think that the kids are much better because they've watched too much of the the Planet Patrol show thing.
Yeah, I think that they learned so much from watching these movies that they pretty much learned how to combat using these same skills that the characters use.
Mm-hmm. So they end up actually defeating those aliens, and it turned out to figure out where all the humans are.
Yeah.
They were able to let them go, but at the same time, they also do confront with those aliens again.
Mm-hmm.
And not really confront with those aliens again. It's just more of like they have to get themselves out of there, while the aliens are also there trying to make sure they can be able to man the ship and all.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that like all the humans were out of those tubes, the ship was technically falling all the way down to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was that these human life forms, these humans were pretty much used as batteries for the ship.
Yes.
But because they were out of the tube, the spaceship doesn't have any power, which brings the ship to, like you said, fall down.
But then you also get to see this scene where you get to see Lincoln and the rest of the crew try to save themselves from becoming falling themselves all the way down to Earth.
Yeah, they tried to land the ship safely, but the thing is that because they don't have flying experience, it is hard for them. But Lincoln does try in his own way, and I do like I do like this one little scene in which you see the Louds. You see the rest of the characters
they're all going through 5G forces, and Lynn is the only one. Lynn's the only one that can withstand it
with full force. Who could withstand it?
Of course, she's an athlete. Then she's just like, I can hold it myself. I'm not gonna go all the way to the wall.
How much protein shake has she drank?
She's strong. Come on. I mean, that's the thing about her. She's just a strong individual.
I didn't think this strong though, but dang.
It's a sports thing. I'm guessing that's how it works. No, but we get to see Lincoln being in command, trying to control the ship. You get to see him. You get to see Lincoln doing all these commands to everybody else to put the brakes on, steer the house all the way to this area here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about Lincoln just manning everything?
Now, obviously, they're gonna make it out okay because, well, it's a loud house. It's usually resolved, quickly with a good ending. But yeah, needless to say, when I saw that, I was still kind of, in fear for their lives because it's a legit spaceship, and if it crashes, it could explode. And
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But then their resolution is actually going into the freaking webs.
It's a spider web that saved them.
What are your thoughts on that? I thought that was what?
it's a spider web that saves it. And I'm thinking to myself, a spider web can't be that strong.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are we? What loud house are we really going like this here?
Like I was thinking, like Lincoln. What they should have done was that you should have had Lincoln remember some part of the movie, like the Triple P movie, in which, like he tries to remember how does Nick Fox land these spaceships, and then he lands it exactly the way Nick Fox would.
Well, who knows if there was actually a scene like that in the show.
Like I've saying, since the Triple P movies are sci-fi movies, there's bound to be scenes of that.
Yeah, but that's the only sci-fi movie he watches, because ASAP is a superhero movie, and David Steele's a spy movie.
Yeah.
So this is their only superhero movie.
This is the only
like sci-fi movie. Yeah, it's their only sci-fi movie. So again, I don't know how they can save it. I mean, they literally just got introduced to this show, dude.
Yeah. It did. As a new hyperfixation.
Yeah, as a new hyperfixation. I don't think we would go deep into the lore of PPP for a while.
Yeah. It was just a wrong piece of media, I guess. That's
yeah. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell?
But I'm saying, like, Lincoln has an attachment to this. Like, obviously we see him through him dressing up.
I mean, like, it was just something that Lucy brought up, like saying like the spider webs are going to withstand brute forces, like apparently 5G forces, and I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Like, he could withstand against brute force, but not that brute force.
Yeah, I don't think so. So this is like a really odd like resolution to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, really, what the hell happened in that part?
I mean, I'm glad that they made it safe, but I feel like the resolution was.
I think there could have been a different like way to stay safe. Like maybe look back at what NASA did. Like, you don't know how to land a spaceship. You could do it like that, not like that. Like, I don't know what the writers were doing. It just tells me like this is the way to actually save everybody. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, look back at like No Time to Spy. Yes, you have a literal falling ship going into the water, and they could all die. You have somebody to rescue. Like, why not do something like that? Exactly. Oh my god. No, we try to stay safe. We get it. This is supposed to be a kid's show. Yes.
Then again, Lincoln has already this Halloween special already borrowed from No Time to Spy already enough with the sacrificing. So yeah.
I mean, that sacrificing was not as great compared to what Lincoln did at No Time to Spy. That's a bigger one than
obviously
what happened
not.
Here.
Obviously not, but it does show Lincoln's true character here that is still true to this day.
If anything, again, Lincoln is an amazing leader. He could be able to like tell everybody how to land a ship, make them safe and sound. So I thought that was awesome from Lincoln and the friends to do. So there's that. And of course we do get the resolution here where we get to see the aliens actually speak in English for some reason. They used to be like alien talk, now it's English, and I'm like, okay, so this is something cool. They explained the whole situation of why the aliens came in because of Chandler with the whole transmission thing that he got from Zach. They got the message that there's like, I don't know, something Chandler said that brought the aliens down. So it was all Chandler's fault. To me, I looked at it and I'm like, look, I kind of saw that coming, especially when he stole Zach's thing and there was like waves of like communication going up into the air.
Yeah, it's no surprise that Chandler did contribute to this. But I think the best part of that entire scene is what Lynn and Lori said, what we've all been thought of.
Everybody now thinks of it now like he's the worst. Yes.
Like, to quote Lynn, nice going Chandler. To quote Lori, you're literally the worst. Yeah. I'm thinking to myself, yes, you're echoing what the fans have been saying for years. Chandler's terrible.
And he ends up leaving the ship, and he ends up going to be like stuck in one of those webs. So either way, I mean, like in the end, Chandler has just been like a bad character to say.
Yeah.
And it I don't see much improvement when it comes to him because like he just continues to be a bully. He turns out to be a jerk. And
exactly,
it doesn't help because like we've been so many opportunities for a resolution for Chandler, but it turns out to just continue to get worse and worse for him.
And the one time where it did seem like he had a change of heart in the ending of Gears for Fears, he goes back to being a bully all over again.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, I thought there was some resolution. I thought you guys were going to be cool, after Chandler got scared from that. No, it still ends up being bad for him.
Yeah, no. Like, this is exactly what I mean, is that, they're going to have Chandler still be the bully just for the sake of being an antagonist towards Lincoln. But there's no real in-depth reason as to why Chandler becomes a bully in the first place. There's no depth to him. There's no comedic moments with him. It's just him being a jerk for the sake of it.
Right. But yeah, Chandler turns out again it's just gonna be a bad character. Either way, we're done with him. That was pretty much the end of his part when it comes to the episode.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, when it comes to the spatial code, the outer space code, according to what the alien said, we have to sacrifice them. But it turns out the way to actually. What was it? The humans don't want to do it, obviously. Lincoln doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So instead, they made a deal where they would be a part of the haunted house that the Louds were doing. And it turned out to work because when you see Darcy actually get into the haunted house again, she ends up actually getting scared.
Yeah, she actually screamed as soon as she saw it, and she's like, ah!
And then she said, "That was awesome." I'm like, okay.
Yes. She goes back to being this.
And she even gets like the picture that Lenny puts up, and it's like her getting scared. So either way, the aliens made it so much better. And then it's just like what happened in Tricked, for example, when they went to the haunted corn maze.
Yeah.
You get to see like everybody from the community come into the Loud House and try to get scared, like what the aliens have done.
Yeah, and it actually managed to work. Like the aliens really did help contribute to the haunted house sort of redeeming themselves, but then again, you're gonna have a lot to make up for because you did, kidnap them and take them to your ship. So.
Mm-hmm. So in the end, they all had an amazing time for Halloween with all these like alien adventures that came up. The aliens helped the Louds at the end, and it turns out looks like they're gonna be coming back for another Halloween. they said they're gonna be coming back every Halloween now. So
I mean, if they ever do, for all we know, they could be one-off characters.
I feel like there are one-off characters, but
Yeah.
it's just something for the Halloween special. I don't know. So yeah, this was Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind. This was an episode. When you actually look back at like all the other Loud House specials, like Tricked, Great Lakes Freak Out, Curse of the. Well, I would actually bring up the Curse of the Candy Goblin, for example. That was I know it's a Casa Grande special, but like, come on,
It counts.
It counts. Like we're gonna bring up like all the like specials that we saw from the Loud House and the Casa Grandes, and I have to say this doesn't actually reach up to that level of actually good in this case.
Yeah, like it's way better than Jeers for Fears, and yes, we're gonna count Jeers for Fears. But yeah, I feel like Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind stands out as like one of the weaker Loud.
Yeah, because like the one thing that kind of like that came out to my mind was like, oh wait, we have aliens. Aliens really exist in Royal Woods. Oh my god! But then when you look back at Great Lakes Freakout, we had zombies that existed in, Great Lake City. Yeah. But to be fair, it was summoned by Bobby, Carl, and Hector, yes.
Yeah, and also it helps that Great Lakes Freak Out is a Loud Casa crossover. And
besides that, I'm just trying to look into the logistics of actually having like intellectual beings being in cartoons, because like I never seen an alien ever pop up in the Loud House until now. Yeah. Have you ever seen a literal zombie pop up in the Casa Grandes? No, but to be fair, they were summoned, not actually real zombies.
Yeah, and I can't recall whether or not we've seen ghosts in a Loud Casa.
Well, we did. Ghosted, yeah. Ghosted, yes. That's
but then again, we don't talk about it.
But then again, that's a Halloween special. Think that's a Halloween special too.
Oh yeah, Ghosted.
That's a Halloween special too.
Yeah. You see, the moment you brought up that episode, I thought to myself, oh yeah, that exists.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's so many, like every Halloween, there's always a Loud House episode that will come up, and there are some that are good, there's some that are bad, but this one is like mid in this case. I know that some people are gonna say like this is a really good special, there's something here and there, but I just don't like the whole entire logic of the fact that we have aliens in Royal Woods now, and I'm like, what, really?
The best way to describe this episode is, that meme where it's like, aliens.
Yes, I even put that up there. It's like aliens.
That's pretty much the best way to describe this episode. It's just aliens.
Again, kind of weird how it goes, but I do give like props out to like all these like funny moments that happen in the Loud House. For example, like I get it. Chandler was there was one thing. Chandler and Tyler, right? Is that his name?
Chandler and Trent.
Trent. Sorry, I thought it was Tyler. Chandler and Tyler were there. That's a pretty good thing to come up. I want to ask, why did Miss Bernardino come out of nowhere? Literally just talking about her one-woman show.
Yeah, Miss Bernardo,
sorry.
Yes. Like, I love Miss Bernardo. She's one of my favorite characters, possibly the best supporting character besides Sand. But yeah, Miss Bernardo had that one random scene. I thought to myself, I enjoy it.
I thought she was an alien. Like, she's running away and all that.
Like, I wanted to see more of her, but she ended up having like a one scene in this episode. I'm thinking to myself, we want more of her.
I know, and Miss Bernardo has becoming like a very lovable character here.
Yes.
So there's that. We didn't get to see a lot of the Loud Sisters, unfortunately. We all we know is that they did a pop up in the Loud House, like haunted house thing that they did. So we get to see them in their costumes. So we get to see Lori and Lenny in cat costumes. You see Luna in a zombie outfit. You see Luann in Mr. Coconut's outfit, which I thought was pretty clever.
That was my favorite. That's
I thought it was pretty clever for having Luann be in Mr. Coconut's.
Yeah.
We get to see Lynn is a zombie like football player.
Yeah.
Looks to be. We get
both Luna and Lynn are zombies.
We also get to see Lola. We also get to see Lucy as a skeleton, which I thought was pretty sick. We also get to see Lana and Lola as
insects.
Yeah, they're a fly and a spider. And then you get to see Lisa as an atom.
I do like the fact of how like most of the Halloween costumes are vastly different from the ones in Tricked. I like how they're mixing it up a little.
Mm-hmm.
Where you know how Lisa was a Kanga and Lily was a Roo, like Lisa and Lily were kangaroo.
Yeah.
Now they're in different costumes. Same with the other Louds. Like, you know how Lucy was a Grim Reaper in Trick, but this time she's a skeleton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the fact that they're mixing up the Halloween costumes. It's not just like the same as before.
No, it's not the same, thankfully. But you also do get to see Lily as a wolf costume. You haven't seen that before in Tears for Fears, so
yeah.
But if anything, we do get to see her fully in a wolf costume, and she looks like a really cute wolf too. So
I know,
there's that. Everybody. I think if anything, I do want to give my compliments out to that the Louds are still like the Louds. They're still very funny characters. I even like Lincoln and the Squad. I mean, this is definitely for them. And I know that there's the whole Lincoln change of the voice and stuff like that. And I mean, to be fair, like, yes, he's going to change voices here and there, but he is doing it really well when it comes to the new voice of Lincoln.
I mean, something we got to get used to. I mean, we've gotten used to Lincoln changing the voices, but I think what matters is that Lincoln is his usual lovable self who goes out of his way to save his friends and family. We've seen him make the ultimate sacrifice. I think that was the pinnacle moment of the episode.
That definitely was. That had like all of Lincoln's friends find a way to get to the alien ship, and they were able to, thankfully, by Zach's like mom, like Zach's parents.
Yeah, Zach's parents are mysterious.
I don't know about this, man.
They're mysterious too.
Yeah. Again, the episode was okay. Like mid in my case. If anything, I would give a rating of 7 out of 10 when it comes to this episode. I mean, how would you rate this episode?
I definitely would rate this I would rate this a 7.5 to 8.
Okay.
I like not one of the best Loud House episodes, but it's just like it's one of those Loud House episodes that is fun to watch, yet at the same time, there are better written Halloween episodes.
There are better written episodes. I mean, Tricked definitely is up there. I mean, it's definitely one of the best like Halloween specials there. And then when you look about Great Lakes Freakout, I mean, you try to go to the levels of Tricked and Great Lakes Freakout when it comes to Halloween specials. Now, this one was kind of below it. Not as bad as Ghosted, obviously, but like in the middle.
Not nearly as bad as Cheers for Fears either.
Cheers for Fears was at least above like Ghosted in my case, but
really.
Yeah. I mean, everybody complains about Ghosted. Come on.
Cheers for Fears was nothing but 10 minutes of Lincoln and Clyde screaming.
I know, that was pretty much
Seriously.
it. But, like, again, the resolution also didn't help either because, like, Chandler, they were able to finish
My
space.
God.
Okay.
The ending was such a tease. I'll never forget that tease.
Yeah, they end up actually winning and they actually were able to get rid of their fears. They're still scared.
Yeah, I do like that. I think that's like there's one thing that really upholds the episode is the cosplay group, the Triple P. They have legit chemistry. They work together really well. Stella has some of the most snarky moments, and they're really fun to watch.
Yeah, and that's why we like Stella a lot now.
Way to show
she's amazing. She's an amazing character.
Way to show that gratitude with attitude.
Yeah. If anything, again, we can't wait for more episodes of The Loud House, which, to be fair, from what I heard, is going to be coming out in November. So get ready for that, Loud Crowd. Yes, more Loud House episodes. But yes, I think that's pretty much all of our Halloween specials that we've talked about, huh?
Yeah, it is.
So I would say, from all the Halloween specials that we've talked about, what's your favorite overall?
I think my favorite overall, it has to be Kip's Haunting House.
Yeah.
Because the Kip's Haunting House episode it's a good length, which is 30 minutes, and it captures the haunted house very well of the fact of, hey, what if the haunted house was already haunted to begin with?
Right. I will agree with Omid here too, and I think Kif's the haunting of Miss McGravy's house. I think it was one of the like better specials when it comes to Halloween. I'm glad that Disney TVA actually gave Kif another chance when it comes to Halloween episode than the Trevor Halloween Bash.
Yeah,
because I thought that was an okay episode. Now they actually had like a very looks like a very heartwarming episode when it comes to the haunting of Miss McGravy's house. So I feel like Kip did a really good job with this one this time around. And I know that there's going to be more episodes of like shows that are going to put out their Halloween specials, but I got to give my shout outs to Kip.
Yeah.
They definitely did a great job this year.
Because Russ's episode was a downgrade from its previous predecessors when it comes to Halloween specials. Kip was a major upgrade from its predecessor.
Yes, I think that's why it did well. And then when it comes to like the other things that we talked about, like the Big City Greens episodes, those will be like everyday episodes. The Primos episode is gonna be an everyday episode for sure, but you're not gonna see Creepaway Camp and Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind until the next Halloween. Mm-hmm. But I gotta give my props out to them. They did a really good job. Loud House did a good job, but it didn't take the cake this year. It definitely was a Kif. Definitely Kip. I mean,
yeah,
it definitely took.
We have our winner, ladies and gentlemen. Our winner.
That's not the winner.
No. I was about to present the winner. We have our winner right here.
Yeah,
we have our winner right
here. So I just want to bring it up there. Please watch this episode for Halloween. I think you guys will probably enjoy it.
Yes.
So, yes.
It is definitely one of the best Halloween episodes I've seen, bar none. I'm not exaggerating. Plus, bonus points for them being experimental.
Yeah, and again, all these specials are available for you to watch on YouTube on like all the kinds of streaming. Look, I'm not gonna put out every list of like where it comes from. You can be able to look it up anywhere.
Yeah,
okay?
It's called the internet.
Yeah, it's there. It's there for everybody. Anything else you want to bring up before we end the episode tonight?
Nothing much I want to say except it was a fun, bunch of Halloween episodes I've had to experience, and it's overall I'm very proud of Nickelodeon Disney TVA for bringing out this bunch of episodes. I can't wait for more of them in the future.
Yeah. If anything, I know that we got more Halloween specials coming up. We don't even know any new shows that will come up in 2025, but I know that when it comes to new shows, they always have Halloween specials. So there's that.
Yeah.
We can't wait for whatever happens next year. But to be fair, this year had their great bunch when it comes to Halloween specials. And I will say give a props out to them.
Definitely.
All right. So that's pretty much it for our Halloween episode of the Anination podcast. This is Halloween after all. Hope you guys have a great time out for Halloween.
Yeah.
If you guys have not followed us on our socials from Twitter X, Twitter X and Instagram, that is right down below at the Anination Pod. We also do have all of our episodes on Spotify. Not all of our episodes, but most of our episodes are on Spotify. Please subscribe to our Spotify so you can listen to them like anywhere you want. And then lastly, we also do have a Blue Sky account coming up real soon. Make sure you check that out whenever we drop the link there. And also, follow if you're watching us on our YouTube. Thank you very much for watching on our live. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. Make sure you hit the bell button to be notified when we come up next. We always do new episodes every Wednesday here on the Anination Podcast. So until next Wednesday, that'll be it.
Yes. I just want to say, have a happy Halloween, everybody. And get ready for some spoopy fun tomorrow. But yeah, we're glad to give you an early treat before you get the real treat tomorrow in trick-or-treating.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Yes.